Like quarter past. Level check. How's that? You okay?
I still can't hear you or me through.
Through here?
Yeah, I can't hear through there.
Turn that up here. How's that?
Oh, sorry, I can't hear myself talk. But if you're long you can hear me, then it's fine.
I can hear you, so it's okay.
Okay. Ready to go?
Yep.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this Enterprise National League South tie as Hampton and Richmond Borough take on Weston-Super-Mare here at BEAVERS Stadium. I'm your commentator, Johnny Luter, and joining me this afternoon, as always, is the lovely Jack Lonergan. Jack, how are you, sir?
Doing very well. Felt like this week went really quickly, actually, which is a good thing after our unfortunate exit to Eastleigh last weekend, and then the midweek game in the Middlesex Senior Cup, which, if you weren't aware, it was a mix of the under-18s and some senior players who are more on the fringe of the squad. Youngster Ben Parkinson, Eddie Allsop got a rare start, and then also the return of Mike Atkinson to get some minutes under his belt, and Rowan Ince. So, yes, we did lose against Deptford Rayners Lane, but it was not our full-strength squad, and I think it's just because Alan Julian and the coaching staff had half an eye on this one, and we're just focusing on the league campaign from here on out.
Yeah, certainly are, Jack. And, of course, you just touched on it there as well there at the start. Of course, last Saturday we were at home to Eastleigh in the fourth qualifying round of the FA Cup, where sadly Hampton and Richmond did not progress through after a 2-0 loss to Eastleigh of the National League. Jack, I mean, that game, I was commentating from the other side that time, and you were on the watch-along this time. But, I mean, just from your own opinion, how do you think that game went for Hampton and Richmond Borough?
I have to say, it was as professional a performance as I've seen at this ground, at this level. It basically, in terms of football narratives, the way we were going to win that game, or one of the ways that you would assume, is you keep it tight for 60-65 minutes, the gaps start opening up, and then maybe you nick one. Oh, as my team sheet goes flying. A little blustery here today. Definitely a mid-autumn fixture, this one. But as I was saying, that early goal kind of killed us. It was a moment of quality, which is fine. You can get beaten by moments of quality. The second one, soon after, it meant Eastleigh's work was done very early. Second half, they didn't have a lot of chances, to be honest, but we couldn't really create much. We huffed and puffed and couldn't really get anything going. I have to say their centre-backs, Aweka and obviously our old boy Fernandez, were excellent. It just wasn't to be. I think everyone left the ground obviously disappointed, but not too deflated or too disheartened. It was just one of those where we got beat by the better team on the day, and you move on, you look ahead. Yeah,
you certainly do, and I think, in my opinion as well, that was, you could argue, it was a bit of a free hit for Jules, where of course you're playing a team from a higher level. There's no expectation there for Hampton Richmond Borough to come away with the win there. Of course, everybody loves to have a cup set, but like you say, Jack, it just wasn't to be. So as Eastleigh progressed through to the first round proper of the FA Cup, they've drawn Walsall, which will be live on the BBC, which could have been us, but alas, we move on, and that brings us back here today at BEAVERS Stadium, where we're back in the National League South, taking on Weston-Super-Mare here, who are flying high at the moment in the National League South, in second place at the moment. And I believe, Jack, just a little comment there we were chatting about before the broadcast there, they picked up a couple of awards already this season, haven't they?
Yes. The Seagulls are certainly flying high, as you say. Not least at both ends of the pitch, actually. So the National League South Player of the Month for August is their striker Lewis Britton, 9 goals and 13 appearances so far. And then most recently, the National League Player of the Month, or National League South Player of the Month for September, is their shot stopper, 26-year-old Max Harris, who did not concede a league goal in all September.
Did he not?
No, he's 9 clean sheets, 13 appearances this year, so it's going to be a tough test. They've been a very, very stout defensive outfit so far. Haven't conceded a lot of goals, and they've been pretty dangerous at the other end of the pitch. Obviously, I mentioned the forward Britain, but Coulson as well, the forward number 7, Luke Coulson, is he's a handful. He scored 22 goals, registered 23 assists last season. He's already got 4 goals so far. So yeah, plenty of danger men all about the pitch. But we have plenty of danger men ourselves.
So I guess that brings you on to the team news then, Jack. I'll go through the visitors then for the Seagulls. So starting goal, as you'd expect, number 1, Max Harris. Number 2, Michael Smith. Number 4, Jacob Jagger-Kane. Number 5, Callum Wood. Number 7, Luke Coulson. Number 9, Lewis Britton. Number 14, Jason Pope. Number 15, the captain, Emlyn Lewis. Number 18, Jake Hicks. Number 19, Charlie Cummins. And number 21, Dan Martin. And on the bench for the Seagulls, number 6, Sam Avery. Number 10, James Waite. Number 11, Sam Pearson. Number 13, Ollie Saunders. Number 16, Scott Rogers. And number 20, Josh Salmon. Now, I believe we were just chatting to the Western-Super-Mare media manager, who was just saying that Scott Rogers, the gaffer of Western-Super-Mare, is named on the bench but has absolutely no intention of coming on. And of course, well, Scott Rogers, being the manager now for Western-Super-Mare, replaces the outgoing Scott Bartlett, who was also in the dugout for the Eastleigh game, as he's now departed to be the gaffer of Eastleigh. So this is going to be Scott Rogers' second game in the league campaign here. Obviously, the last game he played was against Totton, and they were 3-1 losers in that game. So Scott Rogers hasn't actually won yet for Western-Super-Mare in the National League South. So this could be a big game for Scott Rogers today. So 4 changes then off the back of that FA Cup win against Needham Market then for Western-Super-Mare. And as we turn our attention to Alan Julian's men, well, of course, as you can expect, there are multiple changes after the Rayners Lane loss. So 10 changes for Alan Julian this afternoon, with just the one player remaining in the side. That would be Mike Atkinson. So the Hampton and Richmond Borough line this afternoon: number 1, James Holden. Number 2, Paul Field. Number 3, Jude Mason. Number 5, Ronan Silva. Number 9, Craig Fasamane. Number 15, Harry Thomas. Number 21, Sol Kader. Number 23, Charlie Sayers. The captain, number 24, Alan Massey. Number 25, Harry Gardner. And number 27, Mike Atkinson. And on the bench for the Beavers, number 4, Rohan Entz. Number 8, Sam Deadfield. Number 11, Eddie Alsop. Number 13, Lucas Eager. Number 14, Alfie Tuck. Number 17, Finn McGreevy. And number 18, Ben Parkinson. So 10 changes, Jack, of course, as you would expect after the Rayners Lane loss midweek. I mean, looking at that side, well, of course, Mike Atkinson straight into the starting 11 there.
Yeah, you know, I'm a relatively fresh face around the Bev, but basically every word I've heard about Mike Atkinson has been a positive one, both on and off the pitch, so I'm very much looking forward to watch him in red and blue for 90 minutes. Of course, I was here for the Salisbury game when he came on that opening day of the season as an opponent. I think that's probably the biggest team news. I personally am really happy to see Ronan Silva back in the squad and back in the starting 11. I think it's going to be really important when we go long, which I anticipate to do a bit today. James Holden will look for Ronan Silva, who will get those flick-ons to Kader and Fatem Made.
And of course, another big miss in there. No Nathan Paul Laverley this afternoon. I believe is he unwell? I believe. Nathan? Yeah,
it's a bit. So obviously, he hasn't featured for us for a while due to his. Basically, I was going to say cup tie, but obviously hasn't played for Bromley in the cup. But they reserve the right, basically, to say that he can't play in the FA Cup for us. So we haven't seen him for a while, and then he's also nursing a bit of an injury. I think he's been unwell too. He is here at the ground. He's not in a boot. There were crutches, unfortunately, but I think they were just in his hand, and I'm looking at him across the pitch next to the dugout. He's walking unaided, so hopefully we get to see him back in our home colours very, very soon.
And then another name as well, Jack, on the bench there, Rohan Entz, of course, we haven't seen too much of so far this season, but he did start against Rayners Lane, and he's on the bench today, so perhaps do you reckon we may see a bit more of Rohan Entz?
Yeah, I think that one is definitely more contingent on how the game goes. He's definitely not 100% fit. It was very good to see him get 30 minutes midweek, but they were just 30 minutes, and they were that was a planned substitution, so he was only ever going to get 30. You know, all-action midfielder, maybe slightly more defensive. So if it gets to the point where we have to chase the game, I wouldn't anticipate him coming on. Maybe if we're protecting a lead in the final 5-10 minutes, we could use his not only his experience but also his athleticism. He's a very big man, and he uses all of it as well. He's good in the air, gets about the place. But again, I think Alan Julian's being very, very cautious, and rightly so, with his injury. But nonetheless, good to see his name on the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the gaffer tapes from Alan Julian as well, you know, one of the key things he did pick up was he has acknowledged that last season Hampton and Richmond Borough did drop off a lot towards the end, and he is adamant that he doesn't want that to happen again. So I think you're absolutely right, Jack, to see that he is managing the players in that way right now. He doesn't want to take any risks, so he's doing the right thing, managing those players really well to ensure they come back at their best fitness to start in the game. And also another player that's not in there, Davide Bradari.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about Davide?
Yeah, he came on as a substitute just around half-time in that Eastleigh game, and unfortunately was forced off via, I believe it was a knee injury, non-contact. He just went down just in front of the Keith Hussey end, holding his knee, which is never a good sign. But again, he's here. He's not in a boot. He's not in a brace. Here to support the lads. So hopefully he shouldn't be out for too long. Unfortunately, I don't have any more details on his injury, but it is very encouraging to see him without a brace on that knee.
Absolutely. So hopefully we'll have Davide back in the lineup at some point soon. So if we're taking the FA Cup out of the equation at the moment, Hampton Richmond, their last win was here at home to Ebbsfleet. So you could say it has been a while in the league since Hampton Richmond have picked up a win. So today, Jack, this does feel like a really important game.
Yeah, this is a very important game, and I think the next couple are really important. Obviously, every game is important, but just because of the way it's gone in the past couple weeks, you know, we haven't won in 4 in the league, I believe, yeah. but it doesn't feel like that. You know, the Slough Town game, we had 26 shots and we ended up losing 3-2. The Dover one, you know, conceding that late equaliser is definitely a sucker punch. But the result in isolation is not bad. It's a good away point. But I think today, to turn the tide against a really good team who sit second in the table would be a big statement of intent. And then we have current 6th place side, Hemel, coming here on Tuesday. If we get 2 positive results from those games, I think it will stand us in really good stead for that next one, which is an away trip to Hornchurch, league leaders. So it's a pivotal 3-game stretch to really see what this squad is going to be for the season. You know, we've had a great start, and this is the turning point. Is it going to be a great first half of the season? That remains to be seen. Obviously, we hope the good form continues, and that starts with today.
Absolutely, yeah. Hornchurch, like you say, we go to very soon. Next weekend, I believe it is. Hornchurch are yet to lose in the division this season, so Hornchurch absolutely flying high at the moment. But for Hampton and Richmond Borough, you know, scoring hasn't really been an issue. Already 18 goals this season in the league compared to Western-Super-Mare's 17. So you could argue firepower, we both have some, but defensively, yes, Western-Super-Mare have only conceded 8 goals this season compared to Hampton and Richmond Borough's 15. So Western-Super-Mare defensively very strong, so this will be a real tough challenge for Hampton and Richmond Borough this afternoon to break that defence down. So that's certainly going to be an exciting prospect this afternoon to see how Hampton and Richmond can get on in that regard. Of course, Craig Fasamade, Hampton Richmond Borough's top goal scorer in the league, so he's in the starting 11 as well, so hopefully Craig Fasamade will be in and amongst the goals this afternoon as well. So we're just waiting for the players to come out of the tunnel now, as Jack and I can just see them all lined up in there as we're moments away from them walking out here at Beverley Stadium. So thank you to all those tuning in on the YouTube watch-along. Please do put your comments on the YouTube watch-along, and Jack and I will be happy to answer them. And
yeah, I've got the chat and the comments up, so keep questions coming in, comments coming in. You know, cheers, I'll read them out. And let us know where you're watching from. We had someone at the last game had one from Ukraine, and then all over, I think one in the US, and then a lot all over England as well. So let's get active in the chat and the comments and fire away with any questions or comments you have.
Yeah, sounds like we need to get some fan base groups.
Oh, absolutely. Ukraine supporters group.
Yeah, we'll get that started then. So there we go. So yes, Western-Super-Mare here at Beverley Stadium this afternoon. As Jack mentioned, the weather, there's a bit of wind about, so we could see that becoming potentially a bit of a problem for both sides, but hopefully not. So we'll see how that one goes. And here we go. So players are walking out onto the pitch. It'll be Hampton Richmond, of course, in those stunning walkout jackets. They are available to buy from the club shop. And Western-Super-Mare in their blue and yellow strip.
That is it's some kit, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah, it's
you know what? It kind of reminds me a bit of a 90s kit for some reason.
Yeah, I get that vibe as well, actually, for Western-Super-Mare. So, yeah, and do you know what, Jack? I've not seen many teams, or if any actually, any team with a walkout jacket.
No.
I've not seen anybody with it. So I think it's a really nice feel to have those walkout jackets. You know, really adds a sort of statement of intent. I feel, you know, like we're a proper outfit, and we're gonna come and do the number on you. So. Yeah, so we'll see how we get on here this afternoon. So yes, of course, and last time Western-Super-Mare came to the BEAVERS Stadium, it was a 0-0 draw. And I believe that game was on DAZN. So remember, I was doing the commentary for it in the gantry. So, yeah, so Western-Super-Mare, actually, they haven't won here since February 2017. So if you're looking at the stats, you could argue that Hampton and Richmond Borough are in a more favourable position from as far as history goes. But of course, Western-Super-Mare being second in the division at the moment, it could be a potentially very challenging game here this afternoon. But we will wait and see. It is just such a delight, Jack, to see Mike Atkinson back in a Hampton and Richmond Borough shirt. So, because he was superb for the Beavers last season. So, hopefully, we can have a bit more of that Magic Mike, as he was dubbed here this afternoon. So, we'll see how Mike Atkinson gets on this afternoon. Yeah,
I'm really intrigued. I've heard, like I said before, I've heard so many good things. And we're going to need him. You know, this is a tough game. I expect us to probably concede possession. Sounds like he wins the ball back quite a lot. Good tackler of the ball, which is going to be super important today. So looking forward to him making an impact.
Yeah, he certainly does. Yeah, Mike Atkinson had a bit of a trademark for the superb sliding challenges that he did last season. He was very well known for winning back possession for the Beavers in some really tricky moments. So hopefully Mike Atkinson will be coming into effect today with that. So there we go. So, of course, like Jack was saying, Lewis Britton already picked up a National League South Player of the Month award, and he's already flying high. He's not the top goal scorer in the Vanarama National League South, but he is joint second, I believe. So, Lewis Britton is going to be a player that we're going to want to try and keep quiet this afternoon. And it will be Western-Super-Mare to get us underway here at BEAVERS Stadium. And standing over this one, it is Jake Hicks. We'll be getting us underway, and there you go, away we go.
Already got someone listening in from Lanzarote, sunny Lanzarote. I wish we had a bit of that weather here today. I will say it's good footballing weather here today, but could do with a couple more degrees.
Yeah, we certainly could, as Western-Super-Mare look to start quickly here. And that ball rolls out for a throw-in straight away for Hampton and Richmond Borough. A player as well, Jack, that I've known for a couple of years now is their number 2, Michael Smith. He is a superb player, I must say, previously of Yeovil Town in the National League. And he's a superb fullback. You know, I mean, don't let the age fool you with Michael Smith, but he is superb.
He, 37 years of age, obviously bags of experience. He was in the League 2 team of the season way back in 2013, 2014. And then I believe he was also in the National League team of the season when he played at Yeovil. Yeah. Bags of experience here at right back or right wing back.
If I'm honest, I thought Western-Super-Mare were lucky to get him, if I'm honest. Obviously with a player of such a high calibre. So Western-Super-Mare just keeping possession at the moment. That goes all the way back to Max Harris, who, of course, Jack said at the start of the broadcast, hasn't conceded a goal in all of September. This is Luke Coulson now. And Mike Atkinson doing well there just to try and get the ball away into Cader. And then Sayers just looking long to find Cader, but well intercepted by Western-Super-Mare as they're nearly in there. But Alan Massey there to mop up as usual. And that goes straight out for a throw-in to the Beavers.
Usually I'm always accustomed to saying the game takes 3 to 5 to settle and the ball seems to spend a lot of time in the air. But even in that opening 2 minutes, I have to say Western have been able to get it down and play more than a lot of away sides I've seen do here. Hopefully not a sign of things to come, but definitely a sign that they are a good outfit. Not that we needed any more convincing.
No, Dan Martin finding Luke Coulson, who's whipped out into the box, looking to find Lewis Britton. And Hampton and Richmond Borough do enough just to hook it away for a goal kick there, it looks like. So was that a corner kick? Forgive me.
It's a...
it is a throw-in.
Yeah, it's a throw-in on the far side. The ref just had to confirm with the linesman. Big tussle there between Lewis Britton and, I believe, Alan Massey, which will be a battle to keep an eye on throughout the whole 90.
Coulson plays that all the way back to the defensive line now with Emlyn Lewis. And not quite too sure what Emlyn Lewis was doing there, and he gives it away, and it's going to be a throw into Hampton Richmond Borough on the far side now. Paul Field will be taking this throw in for the Beavers in the early stages here. And then Ronan Silver is just able to hook that long, and Fasamade is charging down onto it, but Emlyn Lewis will get there. And back to Max Harris, who just lumps that long. As the Seagulls look to try and get an attack started here with Michael Smith on the halfway line. And that ball was looking to try and find the run of Luke Coulson, but it goes out for a Hampton Richmond Borough throw. Sayers takes it nice and quickly into Massey. Massey looking to find Fasamade. But Jake Hicks was there to intercept, and it's now back with the Seagulls. That ball looking to find Lewis Britton, but Hampton Richmond again just about doing enough on the back line there, and it comes off Paul Field for a throw-in now to the Seagulls. So already it's Weston-Super-Mare that are looking like the stronger side at the moment.
Yeah, nothing we wouldn't expect though. I think at least, you know, based on league position, and even though we're at home, we've been very comfortable conceding possession, as I mentioned, both home and away this season. So I don't think Alan Julian will be too displeased with what he's seen. We've got plenty of pace in the side. I think Ronan Silva, like I said, will be a target for James Holden to go long. Fasamani and Kader should be able to run in behind.
Weston-Super-Mare just again looking to find that run of Lewis Britton as they look to build an attack now in the Hampton half, which is Dan Martin on the far side looking to find that run of Coulson. He does. Coulson couldn't quite get there, and he goes out for a goal kick.
And just early scenes, it actually looks that Silva and Fasamade are going to be playing up top, and Kader's going to be playing in the hole position. We haven't seen him too much in red and blue for the Beavers, but he is pretty versatile. Last week when we were chasing the game, he was deployed on the wing. Obviously led the line from the front. Led the line from the start of that game. So he's moved around before. Hopefully, probably just trying to play in those half spaces in between the lines and get the ball to feet.
Throw in now for the Seagulls on this far side. As the Seagulls will be looking to try and get 3 points here to keep chasing down Hornchurch, who are at the summit of the league, but Hampton Richmond look to build up an attack themselves now, but Michael Smith was there to intercept, and Harris looks to find
It's well done from Massey there.
Alan Massey, like we've seen so much this season at the back, just taking control. This is Charlie Sayers now on this near side into Atkinson, who safely placed that one back to Massey. And to Harry Thomas on the far side. Thomas looking to find that run of Paul Field if he can get there.
Ooh.
But
miscue from Lewis.
Yeah, Emlyn Lewis with a miscue there, as Jack rightfully mentions. And this is Jacob Jagger Kane now. Back to Smith. Emlyn Lewis, once again, is he looking to build up another attack here for Weston-Super-Mare. Coulson into Charlie Cummins. Jagger Kane. Back to Callum Wood on that far side. So Weston-Super-Mare just having a little bit of possession here at the moment, and there's, oh, and Jude Mason does enough just to stop that ball reaching the feet of Michael Smith. So a throw in to the Seagulls now. And it will be Michael Smith to take, as he's just looking to pick out the right person for that throw in. Pope all the way over to Wood. And Wood crosses that into the box, but safely. Oh, it's been spilled there by James Holden, but it was a foul on Holden.
And he stayed down here. And
yeah, James Holden is down here. He just took a little knock there, Jack, but we're hoping he's going to be all right, as already Lucas Eager is getting ready, is warming up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a foul in the box. Usually, obviously, we see keepers get protected a bit, but that one was quite... I mean, it was a genuine attempt for the ball from the Western man, but he did just get to it late, and anywhere else on the pitch, that's also going to be a foul.
Yeah, you can't say that was James Holden spilling it there. Like, he'd already caught it, but then the foul on James Holden.
I think,
spilt it.
You know, the ball was at his kind of chest stomach area, then it kind of hit him. I almost suspect that the ball may have winded him a little bit rather than the actual contact with the player. It was just body to body in the air. But when you're off balance in the air, you know, sometimes the falls can be nasty, but looks fit to continue it.
Yes, fingers crossed we can keep James Holden in goal for the moment. But Lucas Eager did just have to do a little bit of warming up there just in case. But he has returned to the bench.
A little thing is, as the ref was checking on James Holden, Alan Julian brought all the team in to have a little team talk, and the ref's having none of it. Julian's just been told off for that.
So is that technically not allowed then? Because they don't have drinks breaks where they can get a little...
Well, the drinks breaks is only officially when the weather is above a certain temperature, and I believe...
Well, it's certainly not that today.
Exactly, and I believe when a player is being seen to by the medical staff, then it's an official stop in play.
Right.
Technically for that one, you know, the ref will keep his eye on the time and add it to the end of this half, but it's not an official stop and play. Obviously, it's a bit treacherous for keepers, because if they are seen to by a medical staff, then they have to start the at the restart they have to go off for a bit.
And that ball,
channel ball towards Cader, and a ball gracefully into the hands of a supporter.
And Mason takes that one very quickly, and it's gone all the way back to Massey now. Into Harry Thomas, who's going to... Well, Paul Phil was making himself available there, but it has gone back to Massey, and Massey finds Gardner. And Harry Gardner's on the charge here for Hampton Richmond Borough. Here he goes, Gardner. A very well-timed challenge, though, by the Weston-Super-Mare player, the number 19, Charlie Cummins. So throw in for Hampton Richmond, and that's now with Mike Atkinson. Yeah,
and actually with that little team talk, our PA announcer, Tommy Rance, has made me aware that we have actually switched to a 4, and Charlie Sayers has stepped up into midfield, at least in possession. He'll probably sit at the base of midfield with Mike Atkinson. Then Harry Gardner will play in front of them.
Well, I've got to say, Jack, you are well more tuned in with formations and tactics than I am.
That was Tommy, not me. I can't claim it, unfortunately.
Well, to be fair, you do know quite a lot about football, more so than I do. But this is Weston-Super-Mare trying to charge forward here. But again, Hampton Richmond doing enough to stop that attack from developing. So we've just had over 11 minutes played here at Beverley Stadium. Hampton Richmond Borough 0, Weston-Super-Mare 0. And thank you to all those tuning in on the watch along. Got a couple of regulars here. Mark Smith tuned in. Jeff Baker.
Oh, Ronan Silva doing so well here on the right to get a ball in towards Fasamade.
Oh, wow. And then there's a
first sighter. Love that, though. Charlie Sayers, we mentioned his name because of that formation change. He drops in, picks the ball up from one of the centre-backs, plays a lovely channel ball. A lovely crossfield pass in Ronan Silva's direction. Looks that it's going to be an easy win for Weston-Super-Mare, but Ronan Silva just gambles. Stays with it, very determined, and puts a good ball into the box, which Fasamade gets his head on, but can only direct it straight at the keeper, Max Harris. Good chance for Hampton and Richmond.
So first real chance of the game coming the way of Hampton Richmond Borough.
Given away there in our own half.
As Jacob Jagger-Kane It's just dispossessed by Hampton Richmond player, but it will go out for another throw in here to the Seagulls. That's into Luke Coulson. Luke Coulson, if I remember correctly, he was very prolific in front of goal last season.
Yeah, 22 last season,
you said that. I can't take credit for that.
But no, he's a good player. He's been around the block as well. He's been involved early here too, quite a fair few times.
He certainly has, as Jake Hicks is now on the ball, looking to find Callum Wood there on the far side. Callum Wood looking to put that in the box to Jacob Jagger-Kane. Is still alive, but safely now at the feet of James Holden. And it does appear that James Holden looks like he's fully back now, and he's that injury worry was nothing too much to worry about.
Alan Massey there, just as the ball was at the feet of James Holden, urging his wing-backs to make sure they play very high. It's especially important. Obviously, it's a hybrid role as the ball goes through to Fasamade, chasing lost causes.
Yeah, Fasamade right on the corner flag now, on the far side, into field, into the box there. There's Solcader, and
it's good. It's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Second chance in 2 minutes, just about.
Yeah, and another very similar sort of glancing header on there, but Solcader just goes wide there. So yeah, Solcader
couldn't quite get the purchase on it. But a good ball from Paul Field. Again, we're turning defence to attack very quickly, kind of bypassing that middle third of the midfield and just going straight to our channel runners, Fasamade and Kader. That time it was Fasamade who then laid it back to the right wing back, which does go on to what I was saying before, is that we need our wing backs to get nice and high and be genuine attacking outlets, as well as helping out in defence. For me, it's the hardest position in football sometimes.
Oh, there we go again. It's Harry Gardner charging forward now. And just a slightly heavy touch there puts it out for a throw into Weston-Super-Mare with Michael Smith on this. Takes it nice and quick. There's Lewis Britton, you can see he's trying to play our line there. And there's Alan Massey just to head that one away.
Just watching some of the off-the-ball stuff. As Harry Gardner drove forward there and eventually out of play, Solcader hit the deck off the ball and had a little chat to the referee as to why that wasn't a foul. I didn't see enough in it personally for it to be a foul, but he's obviously felt aggrieved, and as Weston-Super-Mare played that channel ball, he went and left a bit on the right centre-back, and he's just hanging around him now, the number 14, Pope. That'll be an interesting battle to watch. I know he's a feisty character sometimes, but hopefully it fuels him in the right way.
Yeah, we need to keep a little eye on that battle then between Pope and Kader. As in the last 5 minutes or so, Hampton and Richmond have really grown into the game. Like you say, just that little formation change, Jack, looks like it has changed things for Hampton Richmond Borough. Yeah,
almost immediately. The man who did change his position most significantly, Charlie Sayers, played that ball over the top.
Oh, and that was a nice ball from Massey into Kader, but Emlyn Lewis gets there to put it out for a throw into the Beavers. So, yeah, Hampton and Richmond.
Much better response from the home side here.
Yeah, on the front foot here, as that goes into Kader, and then it will roll out for a goal kick there to Weston-Super-Mare.
Videographer James Wood gets a rare pass in. I know he'll love that.
James Wood, of course, doing some fantastic work on the Hampton and Richmond Borough media socials. So please do check out our Instagram and our X socials, as there's some fabulous content that James Wood is creating, and as well as the fixture focus, which Jack Lonergan here features in every week. So
it pales in comparison. I have to say our Instagram is definitely of the quality of a team much higher up in the pyramid, and that is mostly, if not all, down to the work of James Wood. He does such a good job for us.
So credit to James Wood there, as Weston-Super-Mare building up an attack, but Alan Massey was there to put it out for a throw-in now to Weston-Super-Mare. And again, it will be the veteran Michael Smith to take this throw in here. It's one back well by Hampton and Richmond Borough. Into Kader now. And it's given away though, and it's now back with Weston-Super-Mare into Britton. Picking around in the penalty area, but Cada gets it away. Claps all round from the Hampton faithful. Callum Wood again, just thumping that ball long, but Harry Thomas was there to collect.
That's well done from Harry Thomas there. Takes on his man, plays the ball across here. Now it's with Jude Mason on the left-hand side.
As Hampton and Richmond just look to reset here. Into Mike Atkinson now on the far side as the Beavers try and build up an attack of their own. Charlie Sayers in the centre, looking to find that run of Fasamade, but headed away only as far as Atkinson. And Jagger Kane plays that back to Harris in goal. And again, that goal kick from Harris only as far as Atkinson. Into Harry Gardner now. Paul Field on that far side, little 1-2 there. This is nice. And it was a good interception there by the Western-Super-Mare player to turn possession back over. But again, Hampton and Richmond win it back now. Gardner into Fasamade.
Might have one.
Oh, and then Fasamade's shot is well over the bar.
Right, our brand new LED scoreboard was safe, but only because it was well wide rather than on target.
Yeah.
Have to say another poor goal kick from Harris there, but it was forced by Solcada, who one of his best assets, in my opinion, is his relentless pressing. He is a tireless runner. I mentioned it quite a lot against Eastleigh. So important when we don't have a lot of the ball, just to make them uncomfortable in possession. And we saw it in on full display there.
So Harris's goal kick looking to find Lewis Britton. But again, Alan Massey was there to stop any danger.
He's had a busy opening 20 minutes.
He certainly has. He's going to be busy here again with Lewis Britton. Ooh. And a free kick is now going the way of Western-Super-Mare for that challenge by Massey. Yeah, like you say, Jack, he is really busy at the moment, Alan Massey, trying to keep that Lewis Britton at bay. And Luke Coulson, pardon me, standing over this free kick for the Seagulls.
Committee of Seagulls.
Is that what you call a group of seagulls? Is it like the actual animal collective term?
No, I did think of that. It would have been more fun if I did say the right thing, but I don't know. If anyone in the comments
does know what you call a collective group of seagulls, please put it in the comments, because that might be something we've
got Luke Coulson standing over it. Dangerous position here.
And Coulson delivers that in
towards
the back post. And
too deep. Beats everyone. Spilled by Holden. Is that a handball?
Oh, it's going to be a corner kick there, but
it looked to be a routine ball, but it turned into anything but.
Yeah, James Holden couldn't quite keep his hands on it, but we've got Alan Massey just on all fours at the moment.
Again, it's definitely off the ball, but is he has he just been winded? He's up on his feet. Yeah. He looks all right. He's well enough to tell the ref off for not doing anything. Yeah, and then there were half-hearted penalty shouts as well, as the ball was blocked by Harry Thomas. Corner to come.
Coulson whips it in. It's a good one, but Massey, there he is once again. And Harry Thomas will get it away, but only as far as the number 18, Jake Hicks. As Jagger Kane tries to put that ball into the box, Massey puts it away, out of any danger there, but
well won from Ronan Silva there. Given away only partially.
Yeah, just pinging around there in the Hampton half at the moment. No team able to sort of get away with it, and that's nice from Cada.
Right. So and I have had on very reliable authority, obviously, the common term is, yes, we have it in the chat here.
What we got?
Okay, so obviously I think we know Flock of Seagulls, which is, the band. But then Richard Adams has come in with, while colony is the most common collective noun for seagulls, a group of seagulls is also called a flock. But I think colony is the funner word there.
Okay.
A colony of seagulls.
Well, there we have it. Thank you very much, Beavers fans, with that little piece of insightful knowledge.
I have to say our man on the match updates today, Paul Edwards, also helped me out with that fact as well. So great minds think alike, Richard.
There we go. So the Beavers are in possession now with Atkinson. And then Cada finds Charlie Sayers in the centre, who then plays it back to Harry Thomas. Harry Thomas again into Sayers.
Well played from Sayers there.
Yes, Sayers has taken that more advanced role now.
Yeah, he had 2 men on his back, and it takes, obviously, you think a heavy touch is a bad thing, but sometimes a heavy touch can open you up into spaces that weren't available. So he had 2 men on his back, takes a heavy touch to the right, which allows him to play a ball out to Jude Mason.
Lewis Britton just knocks that
That's
back.
probably a foul, yeah. Foul from Ronan Silva, who just gets the wrong side of his man there.
Oh,
and he's always one for the afters. He likes to get in the ref's ear.
So it's a short free kick then into Coulson, then straight to the back line of the Seagulls. Then Max Harris thumps it long, but again, Alan Massey was there. But the ball is now back with the Seagulls with Charlie Cummins. Back to M. Lewis. Back to Harris, and Harris will look to try and find Jake Hicks. Oh, a little high boot there from Massey, and that's going to be a free kick there. We're not going to see any cheese here, I hope.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Yeah, I think there wasn't a lot of force, which saves Massey there, because it was a high boot. As Luke Coulson is letting the ref know, it was around the midriff section. But I'm not sure he made significant contact.
Yeah.
Lewis Britton saw that boot coming in and knew he was going to get the foul, so he didn't really attack it.
So another set-piece opportunity here for Weston-Super-Mare, and it's Luke Coulson and Dan Martin standing over this one. Lays it off to Dan Martin. Just whips deep at the back. Emlyn Lewis was there. Still in the box, and then, it just comes off the head of Lewis Britton, but he didn't mean to. He was in the way of it, Lewis Britton, I think.
He knew nothing about that and couldn't direct his header.
And I think that was going in. I think that was very much on target.
Yeah, we don't have the best angle here, but it certainly looked like a dangerous effort. It was another really deep free kick, and it was cleared, but only as far as the edge of the box, which produced that effort. Needs some movement here for Jude Mason on the throw-in.
So
Kader has it. It's just muscled off the ball.
And then into Jagger Kane, and that ball's more up than away as Mason tries to keep the ball with the Beavers, and it's back with Atkinson now, and Hampton Richmond again can look to reset now with Harry Thomas.
Yeah, tidied up very well there by Harry Gardner initially, and then to Mike Atkinson. One of the very few players in the squad who would have played with him last season.
Indeed, you're right there, Jack. Yes, it's only Harry Gardner and Atkinson that are most familiar with each other from last season. Oh, and Jude Mason goes in there to try and win the ball back, but didn't able to do that, and it's now with Luke Coulson now, who's just on the edge of the box, and then Thomas can get it away, but only as far as Mason, and Sayers can then hook it away, but the danger is still very much with the Seagulls at the moment.
That was a very clever cushioned header there from Coulson, just took all the weight off the ball and was looking for the number 4, Jagger Kane, who was trying to run onto it, but luckily we cleared the danger before anything could happen.
Hampton and Richmond Borough at the moment just doing enough to stop the Seagulls, and that's
great tackle there.
Magic Mike, as we've seen him do so many times.
Really well played here.
I love this. Mike Atkinson on the charge now. Who's he got with him? He needs a bit of help. He's got Ronan Silva on the far side and Fasamade.
Jude's helping. Jude's coming to help down the line.
Super Jude Mason also coming in here. So Atkinson back to Mason.
That was really well played from Mike Atkinson.
Oh, it was superb, and that's into the box.
Oh!
Wow, that went all the way through, and Emlyn Lewis, didn't quite deal with that, and it goes straight through Lewis, and there was Sol Kader, and it just gets popped over the bar.
If that's, either to the left or the right of Harris, it's a certain goal, but he could only flick it right at him, and still it produced a good save from Harris, who tipped it over the bar. That move started with Atkinson winning the ball really, really well, deep in our own half, beating one man, driving on the left, holding it up. And then eventually it found its way to Harry Gardner.
Well, one of the best opportunities of the game there, as it's a short corner taken.
Whips it in. That's too deep.
Yeah, very deep at the back there. And
recycled though.
Yeah, but Harry Thomas can play that back to Field. And Field then going to whip that into Alan Massey at the back there. And here's Mason on the edge of the penalty area, and the offside flag goes up.
It's gone offside. We do have the ball in the back of the net, but it was far it was far too late after the fact. But yeah, best chance of the game so far for either side. That Harry Gardner cross was definitely in that kind of corridor of uncertainty, which made the captain Lewis miss it. Found Kader after one bounce. Oh, I think he was at full extension. He just couldn't get enough purchase on it to poke it past Harris.
But it all started with Mike Atkinson, didn't it? What a superb passage of play from the former Salisbury man, of course. Signed only last week, Mike Atkinson. He was formally announced on Monday. So Max Harris will get us back underway here as we've had just over 27 minutes played here at Beverley Stadium. Hampton and Richmond Borough 0, Weston-Super-Mare 0, with the best chance of the game coming the way of Hampton and Richmond Borough just a few moments ago.
I have to say, it seems that Alan Massey and Lewis Britton are very keen to exchange shirts before the full-time whistle here. They've got, every time the ball's in the air, there's always a big battle between those two.
Michael Smith just looking to try and find Coulson, which he does. Coulson now at the back post. There's Britton, it's a good opportunity, and it's Michael Smith. Oh, and that was a close one, but you could see that was a good opportunity for Lewis Britton. The header wasn't quite good enough to get it on target.
It's another really good ball from Coulson, who's already produced 2 or 3 of those, both from open play and set piece. Yeah, Lewis Britton just, I think it's one of those, he went slightly too early, so he was waiting for the cross in the air a little bit, and it just hit the top of his head rather than actually getting it on the forehead. Matt Smith with the follow-up. Luckily, the right side of the post for our interests.
Oh, and that's a nice goal kick there into Kader by James Holland. This is Kader with a shot, and it's wide, but well, it was on there.
Look.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that.
Liv. Okay, so there was. So number 14, Pope, that man again. There must have been obviously a wrestle between him and Kader. He definitely thought he was fouled. His own captain, Lewis, comes over to say stop talking to the ref, and he in a very heated manner, dismissed his own captain to talk to the ref. It looked almost. He's still having some words now. Little bit of infighting. Plenty of strong words between the two Western players here. That is very, very rare that you see anything like that. And to be honest, when you're an opposing player and you see that, it's just, it's the best news in the world.
Yeah.
So even if you do have a problem, I just wouldn't, I'd save it for half time.
Well, when you called it, Jason Pope and Sol Kader were going to be at it. Oh, and there's a little hand there. Yeah, and the referee did see that. Hand there by Jake Hicks in the face of Charlie Sayers. This
is an important game for both sides. Weston-Super-Mare started this season very, very well, but obviously their last league match was a loss, so they're eager to get back in the win column. And obviously ourselves are in the same predicament, and that's definitely been on full display in the opening 30 minutes here.
Yeah, so again, like you say, Jack, that's going to be a little battle. Oh, another little tussle there battle, with Jake Hicks again being involved. This time a free kick going the way of Weston-Super-Mare. So yeah,
that time was Mike Atkinson.
Yeah, temperatures just starting to rise here. Sadly not in the actual atmospheric sense, but in the game most certainly. So somebody has added some chili flakes to this pitch as it's getting a little bit spicier now.
You can't help yourself, can you?
Well, no cards have been brandished so far in this game, which we may see soon if things continue as they are. A free kick then into the box there as to Lewis Britton, then just shots from Hicks. And it goes out for corner kick for Weston-Super-Mare.
I have to say, that free kick was just inside our half, and they've done really well to produce a quality ball that caused us more danger than I thought it would in that position. Again, it was a short layoff to that man Coulson again, who's produced a really good ball. I think it just held up in the wind actually. But the resulting play is a corner, so let's see how this goes.
So another set piece opportunity for the Seagulls to try and capitalise on here. And in it comes by Coulson, and it's not as good, and Harry Thomas is able to header that one away.
Silver's been fouled off the ball there.
And it will be a free kick to Hampton and Richmond Borough.
A very lively opening opening half hour of action here.
Yeah, I mean there's not been any goals, but yeah, it's not been short of entertainment, that's for sure.
I have to say, look, if I just look at Pope and Cater, they're non-stop just jawing at each other.
Is that going to spill over, do you think, Jack, at some point?
I genuinely keep an eye on it, because neither of them show any signs of stopping.
So the Seagulls have the ball here, and they're hooking it long on the far side to find Luke Coulson, but Alan Massey was first to it and headers that safely back to James Holden.
There we go.
And there we go. As you can see, Jack with some very clear instructions to just show you how much space there was on this near side here, and Holden plays it there. It's now with Thomas and Paul Field on the far side. So 32 minutes in, Jack, how do you think Jules will be feeling at the moment?
I think he wasn't happy with the first 5 and we changed formation, and to be honest, since then we've looked the better team. That Sol Cater chance was a really, really big one, as Harry Thomas unfortunately sprays a cross-field ball just out of play on this near side closest to us. But yeah, I think Jules will be feeling all right. Probably want to create a couple more clear-cut chances before the half is up, but that's just down to the quality of the finishing. Sol Cater had one, you know, that kind of curled effort, but it was always going wide of the post. So obviously, if we could get a goal, 3 more clear-cut chances, I think the gaffer Jules won't have too much to complain about.
Oh, and there was potentially a little bit of miscommunication there between Holden and Massey, but as Holden did go for the ball, but Massey gets there instead, and Massey will just clear the danger.
Cater and
look
Pope.
at Pope and Cater there, both going at it once again. It's gone all the way back to Emlyn Lewis, and now with Max Harris.
You know, we haven't said Craig Fasamade's name as much as I would have liked. He chased one lost cause and set up that Paul Field cross, which was for that Cater header, but he just hasn't really got him too involved just yet. I'd like to see him get on the ball a bit more.
Yeah, just that one chance then for Fasamade with that header about 10-15 minutes ago. This is the Seagulls on the ball now with Michael Smith on the near side.
I have to say, they do look very dangerous whenever they come forward.
Yeah, they certainly do. As this Jason Pope is just going to whip that ball in, and shot wide.
I think he probably had that ball set up on the half volley for him there, and he just got the connection wrong with that sidewinding technique. But I think he may have had more time than he anticipated. I think he could have taken a touch.
Yeah, and Lewis Britton has only had a small handful of chances himself. Hampton Richmond Borough have done enough to keep that man at bay, as that goal kick goes straight to Emlyn Lewis, but it's deep into the western half, and Emlyn Lewis just clears it out.
Have to be said, so Pope laid it back to Emlyn Lewis, and he's thrown himself on the ground again. This time under a challenge from...
Oh! And
yeah, I mean, I would put £1,000 on Pope getting a yellow card before half-time. So Fasamade shielding the ball there, and he's just smashed into the back of him.
Well, if you are a betting man or woman, then of course.
Yes, everything allegedly. I don't know if I can get in trouble for that. Obviously, I don't bet.
No. Perhaps if we're using Monopoly money, I think it's okay.
Sure, yeah.
So throw into Weston-Super-Mare, and Jude Mason just headers that one out for a throw-in again. So another throw-in here for Weston-Super-Mare.
Sorry, Pope's just taking this throw-in up the line. It's a long one. It's gone all the way through to Massey, who's cleared it back up. I can't really come to grips with what we saw earlier from Pope and his captain Lewis.
Yeah.
That was, I know you didn't see the full extent, but that was genuinely unprecedented, the way they were going at each other for about 10 seconds there.
And I must admit, Emlyn Lewis has not had the best game so far, if I'm honest. He's had a couple of misplaced passes. I mean, yeah, there's been opportunities when Weston-Super-Mare have been lucky to not be 1-0 down. So free kick here for Hampton and Richmond Borough then on a halfway line. Harry Gardner's going to take, and he's going to whip that in right to the back post to find Fasamade. And it was a good delivery, but Weston-Super-Mare able to get there, and Sayers can then hook it back into Mason. Charlie Sayers, but then headed into a Weston-Super-Mare player, and the Seagulls can get it away. Only as far as Gardner though, and it's back with James Holden. This is into Charlie Cummings now. He plays it into Callum Wood on the far side.
Good turn in the middle of the park there.
Michael Smith in a bit of space here on this near side. Michael Smith whips it in, it's dangerous, but Alan Massey was first to it. Back with Jake Hicks here. Hicks whips it in and punched away by Holden. Danger still not away though. Is it Smith? He might go for a shot, Smith. He does. Oh, and James Holden did dive down to it, and he's safely going to get into his hands there, and down he goes just to make sure he safely caught it.
Yeah, I was about to say, obviously, I think almost every football fan in the world prefers a catch to a punch from your goalkeeper, but as far as punches go, that was about it was about as good as it gets. Unfortunately, it wasn't that central area, so the ball just came back, which is the kind of the pitfall of the punch. It's like, no matter how good it is, if it's not exactly in the right area, you will lose possession and potentially concede another chance. But he did well to recover. Good block from Massey on that follow-up effort.
So James Holden goes long, and Emlyn Lewis is there first to it. And then that man again, Alan Massey, will be the second. Field plays that back to Harry Thomas on the far side. A little bit of tussling
Harry
there.
Thomas has had a very good game so far, it must be said, especially with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's been starting all the attacks on that far side, and Charlie Sayers just giving some instructions there to Jude Mason to get further up here, as Sayers is in a bit of space now in the western half. Back to Gardner, who picks out Ronan Silva. This is Sayers in a bit of space now. This is encouraging for Hampton and Richmond.
It's a great
and the
ball.
back post is Kader and
There's
Fasamade.
Well defended.
Yeah, as Weston-Super-Mare can come away with it with Dan Martin. Back to Lewis. Fasamade being a real nuisance there.
Great pressing from Craig. He's nicked it and won a foul.
Yes, he has.
That's so well done from Craig Fasamade. Great pressing. He's the wrong side of him, like, you know, as far as technically is concerned, but the Weston-Super-Mare midfielder didn't know anything about it. He's taken a lazy touch. Craig's nipped in and won a free kick in a really dangerous area for the Beavers. Yeah,
like I just mentioned there, he's being such a nuisance, Craig Fasamade, with all his running, and wins that free kick for Hampton and Richmond Borough in a dangerous area, Jack.
Very, yeah. Let's hope from a good delivery from Harry Gardner.
And what a view we've got of it.
I know. Yeah, it's probably a tad out for a shot, but maybe to the back stick and hooked back. Oh, we have a shot! Oh! I'll tell you what, it looked really good. We had the best view, as you mentioned. He tried to catch the keeper off guard. Everyone thought he was going for a cross, including us. And it almost had too much whip, which just carried it past Harris's right post.
Almost had a flake on it from Harry Gardner with that superb whippy.
We're doing a food analogy, a food pun counter on you. That's 3 in my head.
There we go.
Chat, if you have more than 3, let me know.
Oh yeah.
Someone's got to keep a counter in the chat.
That we do. So we've just had over 40 minutes played here at Beverley Stadium. Hampton Richmond Borough 0, Weston-Super-Mare 0. Some golden chances coming the way of Hampton Richmond Borough.
Really inventive effort though from Harry Gardner, I must say. I want to praise that. I know it was off target in the end, but it was really, really close, and hopefully the highlights will do it justice.
What's going on there?
A lot of afters on this pitch, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Jacob Jagger-Kane and Charlie Sayers. Oh, and Charlie Sayers will just be called over by the referee. Just a few words being exchanged here. As they shake hands, somewhat half-heartedly.
As close to kissing and making up as you'll get on a football pitch. They exchange a kind of cheeky grin. Well, that's
a bit of a high foot, yeah.
He did win the ball there. Jude Mason wins the ball back excellently with a little flick over his own head.
Yeah, that's nice from Mason. Michael Smith into Jagger-Kane. And Harry Thomas will be there to sweep it all up, looking to find Kader. Emily Lewis heads it on. And then Pope just got a bit of work to do here.
Really well done from Jude Mason there to win the ball back.
Here we go.
Ronan Silva, little roulette in the middle. Got to spray it wide.
Here we go.
Paul Field.
Into the box, who's there? Fasamade's there, and then the first head away.
But only as far as Sayers.
Yeah, Sayers into the box now, and then head away by
Atkinson,
go for it!
Yes! Oh! He had the right movement on it as well. The ball just sat up for Mike Atkinson on the edge of the box, that kind of bobbly one. He got a good enough connection, maybe too good, but just saw it carry it over the bar.
Claps all round from the Hampton faithful.
First real noise we've heard from the crowd as well. They really reacted to that. Finishing the half really strong here, the home side are.
Yeah, Hampton and Richmond Borough really developing into this game now with only, well, just over 2 minutes of regular time left to play, as we are going to see shortly how many additional minutes there will be left to play in this first half. But yes, as you say, Jack, Hampton and Richmond Borough really finishing the half strong here. Can they capitalise and can they make it count?
That would have been some story. Mike Atkinson on his return to the Bev scoring a banger like that. There's still time.
Absolutely is, as that header's just knocked on there, but then
stayed in the whole way from Alan Massey up the left-hand channel.
Yeah, as there is Charlie Cummins into Britain, and this is Luke Coulson now starting attack for Weston-Super-Mare. Into Dan Martin into the box, and then away by Harry Thomas.
I'll tell you what, someone we haven't mentioned him too much, but the number 19 Cummins is he's a really tidy player. He's had some lovely turns and flicks, keeping it quite simple, as Lewis Britton is just judged to be offside there by the near side linesman. But yeah, Cummins is he looks to be quite a good player, especially with the ball at his feet.
So Hampton and Richmond on the ball here now with Thomas. To Massey, and then to Sayers on the near side, as Hampton and Richmond Borough just slowing things down here as we are bringing this first half to a close. And Harry Thomas is going to look to try and find Cader, but Pope's there first, and a little nudge in the back there from Charlie Sayers, and it'll be a free kick to Weston-Super-Mare.
I don't know about you, I'm quite enjoying the physical battle that we're seeing, because it's not taking away from the quality of the match overall. But it just shows both sides really going for this. We've had more of the ball than I expected, which obviously is a happy surprise, pleasant surprise. We've got a really even game here in Southwest London, and this first half, although there's been no goals, has been very, very entertaining.
So it's going to be only the one additional minute then. So the referee, the fourth official has indicated there'll be additional 1 minute added time here, which, to be fair, I mean, I think it's a little bit undercooked there.
Could be more.
It could be a little bit more, but they're well done from Ronan Silva. He's going to start an attack here for Craig Fasamade, then to chase on down. And Craig Fasamade's going to get there, goes for a shot, and he's parried there by Max Harrison.
God.
There was Sol Cader chasing it down.
I held my breath when he only partially saved that shot. I think Fasamade's taken it early to just try and catch Harris off guard, and it really nearly worked there.
Yeah, Harris was really put to the test there, as Hampton and Richmond Borough look to try and finish this half strongly. With only about 10 seconds left to play now, as the Weston-Super-Mare charge forward, but Paul Field is there to stop the attack. Gets it away, but only as far as Cummins.
It's good to see Paul Field have a really good first half. He was almost marked out of the game against Eastleigh.
And there we go. That concludes the first half here at Beverley Stadium. Hampton and Richmond Borough 0, Weston-Super-Mare 0. Best chances coming the way of Hampton and Richmond Borough, with just a moment ago there, with Fasamade's shot just being stopped there by Max Harris. Well, Jack, I mean, just talk us through that first half then.
Yeah, initially Weston started the better of the two sides. They had quite considered possession, created a couple chances. And then when James Holden went down temporarily with an injury and Alan Julian changed the home side's shape, it also changed our fortunes. I think since we've gone to a 4 at the back with Charlie Sayers inserting into midfield, we've looked the more dangerous of the sides. Sol Cader had probably one really good chance and 2 other chances. Harry Gardner had a dangerous free kick. Fasamade had one right at the end there. Really positive stuff from Hampton and Richmond Borough, it must be said, really positive.
Yeah, Weston-Super-Mare have also been threatening, but like you say, Jack, I feel Hampton Richmond Borough have just edged it there on threat in front of goal. So we will see how things go for the second half then. Well, I guess that means, Jack, would you like to take us through the scores around the grounds in the Enterprise National League South?
Let's have a little look. Is the best FOTMOB?
FOTMOB is my. I mean, I think.
Do you mind? Let's get it up on yours, and then I'll keep the chat open on mine. If anyone has any questions or comments about that first half, please do let us know. Or yeah, if you need to know anything in general about the game, please get active in the chat and the comments. So without further ado, AFC Totton are hosting our Tuesday's opponents, Hemel Hempstead, and they find themselves 2-1 up at half-time. AFC Totton have enjoyed a good start to the season, I think.
Yeah, they certainly have. I mean, you could argue you've taken a few by surprise with AFC Totton just coming from the Southern League Premier Division. So, you know, typically you'd expect a side have just come up just to be, you know, thereabouts trying to fight for survival. But no, yeah. AFC Totton doing the complete opposite.
Chelmsford City are hosting Worthing. It is 1-1 at half-time, but Chelmsford City do have a red card.
Oh, wow.
Cheshire United lead 1-0 to Torquay at home. That is probably a turnout for the books.
That is a big result at the moment.
Another one, Chippenham Town lead Dover 1-0 at home. Also a little bit of a shock, maybe. Dagenham and Redbridge find themselves 1-0 down at home to Enfield Town. Now, I would say that's a shock, but unfortunately for the Daggers, that's kind of business as usual this season.
Yeah, it's Dagenham and Redbridge not having the start that everyone was expecting, particularly with their key mark signing of Andy Carroll, of course, and a lot of people saying they were going to expletive the league, if you know what I mean. They were going to absolutely run away with it, but not so far.
Ebbsfleet 0-0 to Dorking at Ebbsfleet's gaff. Farnborough find themselves 1-0 down to Maidstone United. Hampton Richmond Borough, obviously it's 0-0 here, but plenty of action to speak of. Hornchurch 1-1 at Bath City. That's a decent result for Bath so far. Obviously a lot of football left to play in that one. Maidenhead United 0-0 versus Eastbourne Borough. Salisbury 1-0 up for Slough Town. They need to put some points on the board with a quickness. Just hasn't really been the start to the season that they would have liked. And then finally, Tunbridge Angels find themselves 1-0 down to Horsham at home. It's not too many goals to speak of. I'd probably say the Chesham United lead over Torquay is the most shocking turn of events. But yeah, I think, you know, I'm very happy that we are at the Bev, which is, you know, it's been a very good game so far. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, so like you say, the Torquay result is probably one of the biggest shocks going round at the moment. But yes, like you say, Salisbury desperately needs some points there on the board as they've got that 1-0, currently leading 1-0 there at home to Slough. Well, I may as well go through the Premier League scores, Jack, seeing as we've got them here. Yeah. So, of course, in the early kick-off, Nottingham Forest at home to Chelsea, and they lost 3-0 there to Chelsea. So,
what was the late red card in that one?
The late red card going the way of Malo Gusto. Two yellows for Malo Gusto there in the 87th minute there to send him off. I mean, of course, Marinakis is quite the owner, let's say, and Ange Postecoglou coming under a lot of pressure there, Jack.
Yeah, he's not a popular figure in Nottingham, and I don't get why they got rid of Nuno, but and neither do the fans, at least. So I think Ange has a lot of work to do to win them over, and that starts with the results on the pitch, which he just hasn't delivered so far. Yeah,
and as the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, with Nuno Espirito Santo with the work he'd done there. Brighton 1, Newcastle 0. That goal for Brighton coming courtesy of Danny Welbeck there in the 41st minute. So
like
Brighton
a fine wine, Danny Wells.
What a player.
That guy Wells. Love that guy Wells, man.
Burnley winning 1-0 at home to Leeds United. Leslie Oguchukwu, with the goal there in the 18th minute for Burnley. So that'll be a key result there for Scott Parker if he can get all 3 points there. Crystal Palace 0 and Bournemouth 2 with El Junior
Krupi, with young striker.
Striker there with 2 goals there. A little brace there for the young man. Manchester City, Everton 0-0. Sunderland 1-0 up at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers with Nordi
Mukiele, formerly of RB Leipzig, now playing for Sunderland.
There you go. And
wouldn't have said that 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
No.
Even last year.
No, and then the late kick-off Fulham, Arsenal kicking off at 5:30 later on today.
Before the big one tomorrow, Manchester United, Liverpool at Anfield.
There you go. That is going to be a huge game.
Score prediction for that one?
I just think Man United right now, they're in a lot of trouble. I think Liverpool will win it, but what do you think?
I would have to agree. I think the international break's almost come at a bad time for United, which you just rarely say in recent years. But with Liverpool losing 3 on the bounce for the first time in a very long time, the international break gives them a chance to reset, where I think United would have actually liked to play them 2 weeks ago. But with the reset at Anfield, it hasn't been a happy hunting ground for United. I think the last win, it was 9 years and 10 months ago.
Wow.
So if they don't win this one,
yeah,
it'll be over 10 years without a win at Anfield. So
wow. That will be.
I mean, you know, all the smart money's on Liverpool for that one.
There you go. And Alfie Tuck's parent club, QPR, they lost 2-1 at home to Millwall earlier today. So not the result for Queen's Park Rangers, who I know plenty of Hampton Richmond Borough fans.
Wow, hold on, I might just have to cut you off.
Oh,
sorry, Bernardo. Obviously, we have been focused on this match. Thank you very much. Says great commentary as always. Thank you, I really appreciate it. You said Postecoglou was relieved of his position 17 minutes after the final whistle.
No way.
I mean, well, that just goes, you know, that kind of proves our point in a way. Wow. I mean, we know Marinakis is a live wire, but how many games was he in charge? 4? 4
or 5? Yeah, really not a lot, yeah.
I mean, it almost seemed doomed to fail from the start, unfortunately, for Forest.
Let's look at Forest's results.
I don't think he's even got a point.
Yeah, let's, I mean, oh God, look at that. You know, that's Forest's last win, was at home to Brentford on the opening day. That was their last.
Very poor.
Yeah,
it's very poor.
Really not good for things.
Especially considering the quality of their squad. Obviously, they made a lot of signings when they first got into the Premier League, and not all of those work. But for the most part, they've had some pretty shrewd business. Elliot Anderson is, I think, a shoe-in to be part of that England squad. And it's debatably his starting spot to lose alongside Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Elliot Anderson's a great player. Morgan Gibbs-White's a great player.
Like you say, they've got a talented squad.
Yeah, they got a talented squad. This was a side that we were genuinely thinking could finish in the Champions League spots until about 10 games to go last season. So obviously it's been a very disappointing start to the season for them. And there was always going to be some bit of overcorrection. I think they were, playing almost at an unsustainably high level last year, but the drop-off shouldn't have been this egregious. Ange Postecoglou already out of the job. Wow. It's probably good that they just stopped the rot.
Yeah. But that man won a Europa League last season for Tottenham Hotspur.
He also finished 16th with Tottenham last season.
That you cannot forget. But it's very reactive there. A very quick turnaround there for Ange Postecoglou, which is such a shame for Ange, really, as he is. Well, he is quite highly regarded in the footballing game, but I mean, it's
that regard is quickly disappearing. It must be said.
I'm afraid so. And then of course the other talking point is England have qualified. I believe they're the first European team to qualify for the World Cup next year. I mean, how do you think, Jack? What do you think England's chances are at the World Cup next season? Next year, I should say. Sorry.
For me, genuinely, and for the record, I don't really support England internationally with the same fervour as I do my club sides. But if you just look at it from an objective point of view, England do have one of the best, if not the best squad in the world. Consistent final appearances in tournaments. It's just about whether you can get over the line. Is Tuchel that 1%? Because that's all you need. You only need 1% here and there, 1-2% to take that team from a finalist to a winner. Will Tuchel provide it? I still feel he hasn't been tested appropriately to answer that question. But in terms of the talent, England have more than enough talent to win a World Cup. We've seen far worse sides win the tournament. So I don't see why not. It's just about, can you get all your best players playing at their highest level and together?
Well, then I have to ask, as you are supporting very much one of the home nations, how do you think the US will fare in this tournament?
You know what? It's a weird one. I think this is the US's best generation of players ever. The problem is, as we are a home nation, we actually haven't played a competitive game in a really long time. Last season, we were invited to the Copa America, which is quite a common occurrence. They invite some nations from North America or even around the world because they only have 10 teams actually that play. And it was a really good opportunity. We were in a group with Panama, Bolivia, and Uruguay. Or Costa Rica, excuse me, not Panama. Costa Rica, also another Northern American opponent. Historically pretty good. You may remember the 2014 run they made to the quarterfinals, lost on penalties to the Netherlands, but in recent times not nearly as good. And we didn't get out of the group stage there, which was really disappointing for the team. We definitely were the second best team in the group on paper. We now have Mauricio Pochettino in. He is not the most popular figure right now in US football circles, just because he doesn't seem to have bought in the same way. So to be honest, my heart wants the team to do well, and I know that we have the players to do well. People like Christian Pulisic is obviously playing probably his best football of his career at AC Milan right now. Weston McKennie is back regularly starting for Juventus. Tim Weah moved to Marseille from Juventus and is playing really well. He's a really good player. The son of obviously the only African Ballon d'Or winner ever, George Weah. He was born in Brooklyn. He came up through the ranks at PSG actually. Chris Richards, week in, week out starter for Crystal Palace. So we do have a good spine. Tyler Adams, I think, is a good player. We have Johnny Cardoso, Atletico Madrid. So it's not, the benchmark for the US team used to be, okay, how many players do they have playing in Europe? Now it's how many players do they have playing significant minutes for big teams in Europe. So there's undoubtedly been a good progression, but they just haven't put it all together, to be honest, which is really disappointing. I would be happy. So I think there's an extra, is it round of 32 now with 48 teams?
I think it might be. Yeah, because it's now a much bigger tournament for the first time. Yeah.
I would be happy with quarterfinals depending on the draw. Last time we got to we played actually very well against England in that 0-0 draw. And we lost to the Netherlands round of 16, which is, it is what it is. Yeah. But I think with the extended tournament bracket, quarterfinals should be the goal, realistic goal. It's going to be
win the tournament.
Yeah, I mean that would be that's the hope. But I've just yet to see us play well against a big side. Actually, that England performance was very good, but apart from that, we've kind of underperformed, which is a shame because this is the most talented group of US players, I think, ever. Ironically, I will say, I think I'll ask you this question: if you could pick one position that you would associate Americans with on a football pitch, what would it be?
Goalkeeper.
Exactly. We've had real trouble finding our number one for this tournament.
And who is it at the moment?
So it's that's the thing. It's kind of a bit of a rotation. There's a guy in the MLS called Matt Freese who's all right. A name you'll be more familiar with is Matt Turner. Matt Turner,
yeah, that's what
but because he's not really playing right now, it's hard for him to get regular starts. Zach Steffen played at City a bit, but he couldn't really nail down the number one shirt, and since moving to City hasn't really recaptured his form. So ironically, keeper, position that probably we've been the strongest in over our whole kind of existence as a footballing nation, which granted isn't too long, is our biggest problem position. And then at the other end of the pitch, we have a lot of strikers. None of them are top class. I have to say, I think Folarin Balogun's really good playing at Monaco, but he just hasn't found his form. And then we have really good players in the Championship, actually. Haji Wright for Coventry is a really good player, and Josh Sargent for Norwich, too. It'll be interesting. As we're both teams are now out on the pitch, ready for this second half.
Yes, so Thank you very much for all those sticking with us on the YouTube watch along, as whilst Jack and I were just having a little chin wag there, the Hampton Richmond players were the first players to come out, and notably a lot earlier than the Weston-Super-Mare players, so we'll see if that has any impact there as Hampton Richmond get things back underway here with Sol Cader starting things off for us.
No substitutions to note just yet, and no shape change as well.
There we go. Ray Thorpe, Havant and Waterlooville 0, Uxbridge 1. Well, thank you very much, Ray, for the score update there. Havant and Waterlooville, of course, formerly of the National League.
Sol Cader's nicked it, had a shot early.
Oh, wow.
It was, I don't want to say straight at Harris, but it wasn't the most uncomfortable of saves. It was very opportunistic pressing again from the forward there. Well, forcing Harris into a very early save in this second half.
Well, Ray, you distracted me there, Sunshine, with your comments. But no, please keep them coming. But yeah, straight away, Hampton and Richmond starting very strongly here.
It was a good save to Max Harris's left-hand side. A comfortable height for him, you must say, but he got two hands up to parry it away. Strong, powerful strike from Sol Cader there.
So this will be a throw-in for the Seagulls. Go down the line, and Mike Atkinson just gets a boot to it to put out for another throw-in to Weston-Super-Mare. Petter Homewood, reset, reset, reset. Gaffer Alan Julian, a.k.a. Jules, my super skilled son. You can do this, love, from Sky, Isabella and Mum. Well, that is lovely, lovely to hear. Thank you very much, Petter, for your comment there, and fingers crossed, Jules can get the result this afternoon. As there was just a little bit of a tussle there between the flock of Seagulls and the, well, I don't know what a group of Beavers is. I actually don't know what you call a group of Beavers, so if anyone else in the comments could let us know.
Oh, great turn.
There we go.
Great half turn from Ronan Silva. Can you slip in Paul Field? Unfortunately not.
Not quite, as Weston-Super-Mare looked to come forward here with Lewis Britton and couldn't quite read the run there for Luke Coulson. Yeah,
Coulson and Britton weren't on the same page there, but it was a nice little touch and reverse pass from the striker.
Alan Massey back to Harry Thomas, and Harry Thomas looks for that run of Sol Cader, but there's Pope, and then Jake Hicks to get it away, and it will be a throw into Hampton and Richmond Borough on the far side.
It's been really good to have Ronan Silva back in the starting 11. He's made an impact. Obviously, we think about him with his physicality, his ability to and strength, ability to hold off defenders, but also he has his wonderful touch. He's produced some really nice moments. That little roulette, that half turn just now, to kind of link play so far.
Dan Martin playing it in to Luke Coulson on this near side by the corner flag. Back to Martin. Oh, and then
it's not a foul. He's just weak.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Jack said it there. I mean, yeah, it was a very big nudge there from Harry Gardner, and play continues, and only goes as far there as Emlyn Lewis. And this is Wood now, and then Fasamade wins it back again. Fasamade being a real
relentless pressing there from Fasamade.
Paul Field into Fasamade, back to Silva here, into Fasamade. This is great from Hampton and Richmond. It is Sol Cader. Fasamade, I don't know if he's going for a shot there or trying to pick a pass out, but the Seagulls get it away, looking to find the run of Britton. Oh, and Britton is going to get there.
Oh, no.
Oh, Massey's down here.
Down.
This is still Britton. It's Britton!
Oh, wow, he's flashed it wide. I thought we were just waiting for the net to bulge, but unfortunately Alan Massey's gone down holding his hamstring, and I think it's gone. It did not look good.
No.
He went down in a heap, and his face was...
That did not look good, but that was a real let-off there as Lewis Britton was in on goal there, and his opportunity goes wide of the goal, but Alan Massey is down on the deck here, and like you say, Jack, it didn't look good. I
think it's his left hamstring has just gone. Unfortunately, it's happened to me, and you kind of it does look like a sniper just gets you, and he's gone down in a complete heap, and, you know, knowing Alan, he would not stop playing if he absolutely... You know, if there's any chance of him continuing, he would have continued to try and defend Britton there, but he just couldn't. And this doesn't look good for our captain.
No, this is not what you want to see in this second half. James Dean, a colony or family of Beavers? Well, thank you very much.
Two colonies, wow.
There you go. Well, our family of Beavers are just awaiting to see if Alan Massey's going to be able to continue, but it doesn't look great at the moment.
Yeah, Alfie Tuck is already stripped and ready.
Oh, James, Tommy was just saying this week's songs have been thoroughly enjoyed by the crowd. Don't know if you could hear Tommy there.
Yeah, Alfie Tuck's already stripped and ready, so that will see Charlie Sayers go back into centre-back, I presume, and Tuck take his place in the midfield. Oh, it's a shame for Alan Massey. I mean, that's a big loss. Hopefully, for his sake and ours, it's not too long.
And looking at the body language from Alan Massey, it does look like his race is run today. But Alan Massey, of course, has been a really pivotal role in this side. And of course, like we've said at the start of the broadcast, Jack, you know, Alan is not one to be a risk taker when it comes to these sort of things. If the slightest little bit of injury doubt, he will pull that player off, and I think we are going to see the change, if you rightfully say.
Yeah,
well,
he can't even put weight on it. I know what that is. Unfortunately, he's strained or tore his hamstring, basically.
Well, that is
a great shame.
A
bit of weight on it, which hopefully means it's just a strain, or at least only a grade 1 tear, versus something more serious. But
well, it will be Alfie Tuck.
Shame.
To replace Alan Massey there in the 50th minute there, and I did see Alfie Tuck's mother. She is watching on the sidelines here, so Janet's here. So Janet, I know you're not listening onto the broadcast because you are watching just a few feet to my right. But yes, your son has made way onto the pitch. So we will see what Alfie Tuck can do here, as it's a great shame as Alan Massey has to retire this afternoon from today's game. And this is Sol Kader now. He might go for a shot here if he can get it away on the edge of the penalty area. Harry Gardner into the box.
Great ball.
And there's Ronan Silva at the back there, and Western-Super-Mare just doing enough to get it away. But this is Jude Mason now charging forward into Alfie Tuck. His first touch is a good one. To Ronan Silva, and then Jude Mason on the far side. Oh, he's just brought down there. Free kick to Hampton and Richmond Borough.
Just refresh the page.
So what can Hampton and Richmond Borough do here? James Dean, great to hear about the songs. James just said that, and then a little nod of appreciation there from Tommy Rance there. Thomas Christopher, yeah, difficult outcome for Massey, yeah, indeed. Yeah, not what we want to hear for our captain. We're going to hope that it's not too serious and that he will be back very soon. So free kick for Hampton and Richmond Borough here with Harry Gardner then on this far side. In it comes, headed away by Western-Super-Mare. But Harry Gardner hopefully is going to be there to collect, but instead it's with Luke Coulson now. Coulson's charging forward to start this attack for Western-Super-Mare into Britain now. Back to Coulson. Hampton and Richmond set up well though. Coulson's going to go for the shot and it's well wide.
Yeah, not the best delivery from Harry Gardner there, unfortunately. It is pleasing to see him with the captain's armband. Obviously, in his second season, joining us in, I think, January of last year, January of last season.
Yep.
So he is, obviously he's only 24, but he is one of the elder statesmen. So that's good to see. And obviously, can't give it to Mike because this is only his first game back, second game back. So Harry is a nice blend of knowing Beverley Stadium, but also knowing this new crop of players. So good responsibility for the young midfielder.
So Harry Thomas now is on the ball here. He's going to try and start an attack for Hampton Richmond Borough, and it's now back to Paul Field and into Atkinson. Atkinson wore the number 4 shirt last season, but now has to wear the number 27 shirt, as of course he was not here at the start of the season. And that's a ball looking to find Sol Kader. Is Ronan Silva going to get the seconds? He just about did, and Craig Fasamade, if he can, just keep the ball with Hampton Richmond Borough. He does. This is Alfie Tuck now. Tuck into Gardner on the edge of the penalty area. Can Hampton and Richmond Borough profit from this situation? Back to Field now. Field into the box. Headed away by the Seagulls, but only as far as Mike Atkinson. Atkinson into Ronan Silva. Ronan Silva just hit the deck there, but he's straight back up, and it's now with Sol Kader on the far side. Kader in. Over Fasamade. And then little thumbs up there from Fasamade, but couldn't quite make it count. It goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, we've responded well to that injury. I know the actual play was threatening with Britain's shot just flashing wide, but I think mentally it does something to a team when you lose your captain. Alan Massey's so important, obviously in his role as a centre-back, but also beyond that as an organiser from the back. He's probably the loudest voice I hear in every game, especially when I don't have these on, of course. So it's good to see that the team isn't too shaken by his absence in these early moments.
No, this will be a mature performance from Hampton Richmond Borough. They'll need to do, and this is Luke Coulson now. And there's a shot!
Oh, great block in from Charlie Sayers there.
And like you say, Jack, you know, well, even I said it as well there, this is going to need to be a mature performance from Hampton and Richmond in this second half, as Alan Massey is a loss, but Harry Gardner taking the captain's armband. Like you say, I think he is a really good man to have on the captain's armband there. So throw into Weston-Super-Mare on the far side then. Finding Britain. Britain's going to whip that into Coulson. It goes all the way through. And a little flick on there, and it is now back with the Seagulls.
Last 5 minutes have been their best spell since the opening 5, I would say.
Yes, and the Seagulls look to try and come forward now with that ball, but it's straight in the hands of James Holden. But Jacob Jagger-Kane was forced back there with Harry Gardner applying the pressure. So Charlie Sayers on the ball here. Back to Thomas, and Mike Atkinson now on this near side.
Very, very slow build up here. Needs some movement ahead of the last line of defence.
Harry Thomas into Atkinson. Atkinson on the halfway line. Back to Thomas. Sayers into Harry Gardner now, as Harry Gardner's looking to try and pick out Ronan Silva, but it's deflected, and it's now back with the Seagulls now. This is Jacob Jagger-Kane. To Hicks.
Great little nick from Harry Gardner.
By Harry Gardner. He might go for a shot here.
That was the wrong decision, Johnny. That was the wrong decision.
There we go, and well, I think you're right, Jack, and it will be a goal kick to Weston-Super-Mare.
A bit of space did open up after he nicked the ball very well, but I think Craig Fasamade was out wide on the right. Even he flashes a wry grin in Harry Gardner's direction, because I think Harry will be the first one to tell you that that wasn't his finest effort.
So, an opportunity there for Hampton and Richmond with the shot from Harry Gardner, but nothing coming through with that. But this is Luke Coulson now on the far side. It's a good ball into Coulson.
He's had a good game.
But he's got a family of Beavers to deal with. And then Atkinson tries to head that one away. Nice bit of head tennis there. And then a little nudge in the back there by Dan Martin. Free kick for Hampton and Richmond, and it's taken quickly.
The ball was rolling. It's a shame. It was rolling.
Yeah, like you say, the ball was rolling there. And
I love the idea from Gardner there to take that one quickly. The ball was rolling again. That's just...
Well, the referee is having no nonsense here. So free kick taken now, and short to Thomas.
Mike Atkinson seeing a bit more of the ball as we build up from deep here.
Yeah, he certainly has, and
just keeping it ticking over him and Tuck.
And then Sayers
similar,
looking to find Cader, and Weston-Super-Mare first to it, and this is now Jagger-Kane.
Oh, very well done. Front foot defending there from Charlie Sayers to go and meet the ball at feet. Harry Thomas, his best game in a Hampton Richmond shirt today, in my opinion, so far.
Cader now on the far side as Hampton and Richmond Borough have advanced well here. Tuck switches it to find Paul Field. And this is Paul Field still on the edge of the penalty area now. What can he do? Into Thomas, into the box, and then into the hands of Max Harris. Harris looks to try and start an attack very quickly here into Lewis Britton. Lewis Britton does get there. Britton needs some help though.
Mike does well there. Mike Atkinson does very well there. Just to marshal him, not get beat, keep him in front of him. Wait till he gets teammates back in to help.
Michael Smith into Pope. Pope's going to whip it in, but it's deflected off Harry Gardner. But there is still danger that he's dealing with here. Ball comes in, headed away by Atkinson. We've got to stop the shot here. This is Coulson. He will go for it, and safely in the hands of James Holden. So we've just now had 60 minutes played here at Beverley Stadium. Hampton and Richmond Borough 0, Western-Super-Mare 0. The big action of this the second half being Alan Massey going off with an injury, unfortunately. And that will now be a throw into Western-Super-Mare on that far side. That's Michael Smith will take the throw in, the former Yeovil Town player. Former League Two Player of the Year. Oh, sorry,
he was at Team of the
Year. Sorry.
Yeah, he's had, you know, obviously a lot of grey in that hair, but an ageless display.
Yeah, and another free kick here for Western-Super-Mare.
Dangerous position on the right-hand side.
Well, we've not seen any yellow cards in this game so far, so it's been relatively clean, despite the fact we've seen some few exchanges between the Western-Super-Mare players and the Hampton Richmond Borough players. So, free kick then for Western-Super-Mare on the far side then, and it is Luke Coulson and Dan Martin on this one. Luke Coulson whips it in. It's a good delivery in, and then it's still alive on the edge of the penalty area here with Emlyn.
Oh,
and here we
studs
go now.
up there. Ronan Silva counter-attack. Get your head up.
Come on. Get up. Oh, Ronan Silva, unfortunately, couldn't maintain the attack.
He tweaked his hamstring
don't
in
say
that run.
So this is Dan Martin now going to start the charge here for the Seagulls, finding Jacob Jagger-Kane. Jagger-Kane into Cummins.
Yeah, Ronan Silva's back into our picture now, but he is definitely running with a slight limp.
Oh yeah, that is going to be something we'll have to keep an eye on, and Jules might have just noticed that, and we may see some changes soon. But anyway, this is Emlyn Lewis looking to try and pick out Lewis Britton, which he does. Into Jagger-Kane, back to Britton. Switching that to Michael Smith.
Soul again, still bags of energy up there, pressing from the front.
Michael Smith is deep, looking to find Britton, and Britton keeps it in play though. And Paul Field will put that out for a throw-in.
Good cover from
Seagulls.
Paul Field there. I think Silva.
Oh, we are going to see a substitution here.
Yeah, he's coming off for Deadfield. Sam Deadfield, number 8.
So Ronan Silva will be coming off in replacement of our number 8, Sam Deadfield.
Oh, hold on. Yes, he is. He's had a good game today. Really disappointing to see him go off. I think this one is just a tweak, but it's very important to prevent further or more grave injury there. But he's had a good game, had some nice little touches, turned, didn't quite probably get as much action in and around the goal as he would have liked, but played an important role today nonetheless.
Well, and again, we're just reiterating it, you know, Alan Julian, he's not taking any risks when it comes to these slight little knocks. He's very well aware, the Saturday, Tuesday.
It's relentless. I mean, we talk about it at Championship, League 1 and League 2 level. Those are all professional sides. These guys, they also have to balance, regular jobs.
Well, and the attendance as well today, 912 for the game this afternoon. So a really good attendance for this game this afternoon at TW12. So thank you to all those that have made the trip to the Beverley Stadium this afternoon. And Thomas Christopher again, not a good day for the Beaver hamstrings today, mates. Yeah, I'm afraid so, Thomas, Hamstrings are taking a bit of a beating this afternoon. But the scoreline does not say that thus far, as it remains Hampton and Richmond 0, Western-Super-Mare 0. But it is the Seagulls on the ball at the moment with Dan Martin. And this is Emlyn Lewis going for a shot there, and
very wayward.
Very wayward, and like you say, and
that was Pope actually.
Oh, was it?
Oh
Pope?
No. Sorry. Hicks and Pope have a similar look about them. That was Hicks.
Yeah, do you know what? They are built quite strong, aren't they? You know, I must admit I've made that mistake. So
yeah, I will say just on the hamstrings, the weather, as it does take a slight turn, is that extra bit important for warm-ups. You know, your muscles just need that extra bit of time to warm up when the weather is the way that it is today. And again, with part-time, they're only training twice a week. It puts a lot of responsibility onto very young guys to look after their body and they don't have the facilities like these professional players do. So it is understandable that you're going to start seeing tweaks. But we have a squad for a reason. We have a very strong squad. So Sam Deadfield, who just picked up the ball, lovely little flick round the corner.
Here we go, Paul Field then, edge of the penalty area there.
Fasamade, can he find someone?
Back to Jude Mason now, whipped into the box.
Oh, shank clearance.
Yeah,
good, still good from
away.
Hampton and Richmond Borough though.
Yeah.
As I just mentioned, Sam Deadfield going to be eager to make an impact for the home side in what is his third spell here at Beverley. And lovely little flick around the corner to Paul Field, which started that move off.
So.
Oh wow, and here we go. It looks like Rowan Ince is going to come on for Mike Atkinson in what will be his first significant minutes of the National League, or first minutes at all of the first significant minutes of the season. He did 30 on Tuesday, and here he is. He's going to get just around 30 in the National League South for Hampton Richmond Borough. So
league debut then for Hampton Richmond Borough here for Rohan Ince. What can Hampton Richmond Borough's number 4? We haven't seen him in the league so far this season. So what can Rohan Ince do here? Sam Deadfield
flick on there, only as far as Harris, the keeper. He looks to go long quickly to Britton. Foot race, Thomas cut out easily by Sayers there. Rowan Ince's first touch is a neat little pass to Alfie Tuck.
Charlie Sayers just looking up just to try and make that right pass there, and goes for Gardner. Yeah, very excited to see what Rohan Ince can bring in this team. Rohan Ince, very well known for playing in the EFL the majority of his career, playing for the likes of Brighton and
Fulham as well.
Fulham, yes. And here comes Harry Thomas now on the charge. And then hooked away by Jake Hicks into Coulson.
Looked to be handball there from Coulson.
Oh, and here comes Dan Martin now on the charge, and Thomas is going to try and stop him if he can. Still Martin, he's done well there, and it goes all the way through. Michael Smith's on the far side then on the edge of the penalty area. Into Cummins. Back to Smith.
Done really well to recover there as the ball went all the way through.
Pope into
edge
Britton.
Of the box. Great save down to his right-hand side from James Holden. It was straight at him, but he had to get down low very quickly from the effort from Jagger Kane.
Oh, was it Jagger Kane? Sorry.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, Jagger Kane with the attempt then. God, I've had a few blunders in this game so far. I'm not doing a very good job for those that are tuning in on the watch along. I do apologise. But we like to keep it fun here on the watch along, as it's Lloyd Hassel that does the very good highlight reels that you can see on the YouTube channel. So Michael Smith then on the far side, of course Jack Lonergan, doing a superb job as always.
And the floodlights are on here at Beverley.
And yes, as those gorgeously new floodlights come on, that were the first, a real big addition to the ground this season, as all the fans are delighted to see these new floodlights, as they are absolutely superb.
Wayward touch in the middle from Hicks there.
And here we go then on the charge, Hampton and Richmond. Jude Mason on the far side then. Into Alfie Tuck.
Pace of the game just slowed down a little. I think neither side has created a clear-cut chance, probably since Britton's when Massey went down.
Tuck into Takeda then. And this is Rohan Ince finding Paul Field on this near side. Paul Field then. Paul Field still has it. Back to Harry Thomas. Harry Thomas, what's he going to do with the ball here? He's going to find Rohan Ince, which he does. Back to Thomas. Paul Field again. And Paul Field might try and whip this ball in if he can. He does. And who's there? Oh, sadly, no Hampton and Richmond Borough player. But it will go as far as Mason, who keeps it alive into Fasamade. And then he's met by a flock of Seagulls. And then Max Harris gets it away, but only as far as Charlie
This
Sayers.
is better. They're really deep. Weston were really deep. They didn't get out of their half at all with that clearance from Harris, just allowing us to play now. 20 minutes to go, probably just over with added time.
So Sam Deadfield.
Lovely triangles from Hampton and Richmond Borough in the middle of the park.
So Sam Deadfield, Hampton and Richmond's longest serving player.
Lovely.
Harry Gardner there. What can Hampton and Richmond Borough do here? Back to Deadfield. He's going to go for the shot. He does. Oh, just wide. Unlucky.
Just dragged it wide. Lovely move. Probably the best of the day, I would say, in terms of footballing quality. Started with tuck. Deadfield. Rowan Ince got a touch, then the nutmeg onto Gardner, who gave it back to Deadfield, but his left-footed shot just drags wide of the post, unfortunately, Johnny.
70 minutes gone here at Beverley Stadium. Hampton and Richmond 0, Weston-Super-Mare 0. Hampton and Richmond having a couple of good chances in this second half here, but haven't managed to make them count yet. But yeah, that was a superb little move, and we are going to see a substitution here, it looks like, for Weston-Super-Mare.
Eventually,
yep.
Going to have the goal kick first, it seems.
Yes. So Max Harris with a long goal kick, looking to find the head of Lewis Britton, sorry. But it's back with the Beavers then. So Charlie Sayers to Thomas. And Paul Field can win it. Back to Thomas. Thomas looking then to find the rung of Craig Fasamade, and Emlyn Lewis was there, and it's that's more up than away from Weston-Super-Mare.
Yeah, Field did very well to get under that, win it back.
And this is Harry Gardner into Sam Deadfield in the centre then. Rohan Ince to Paul Field. Back to Deadfield. Rohan Ince, he's such a big man in the centre there. You know, when we get a set piece, you're surely going to think he's going to be involved. And Jude Mason then, Charlie
Delivery
Sayers.
from Sayers doesn't quite beat the first man, but he's recycled it. Jude Mason recycles further to Tuck.
Sam Deadfield back to Alfie Tuck then. It's Hampton and Richmond just dominating the possession for the moment.
Yeah, Rowan Ince, he's got quite the stature. Will be very useful at set pieces. Obviously, he's more than that. But he's got to use his physicality, I'm sure, and it will be a massive asset at corners and set pieces, both offensively but also defensively as well.
And I like his boots as well.
Yeah.
Nice little Nike ones. They almost look like T90s. But this is Harry Gardner coming forward then for Hampton Richmond. He's going to try and go for a shot there, but it's deflected away.
It's going to stay in.
He's
won a throw.
Yes, a throw in for Hampton and Richmond Borough now. And we are going to see a substitution for Weston-Super-Mare, leaving the field number 9.
Lewis Britton's coming
to be
off.
Replaced by the number 10, James Waite. Well, if there's a man you want to bring off, it probably would be Lewis Britton, as, of course, he is one of the top goal scorers in the National League South at the moment. So Lewis Britton making way then, the 72nd minute then. And James Waite coming on. Jude Mason.
Down the line for Cader.
Into Cader.
He's had a good game, much quieter second half though, but I think that same can be said for a lot of Hampton and Richmond Borough players.
I've just seen my friend has just commented saying how Haaland hasn't scored in the Man City fixture yet, and I have captained Erling Haaland in my fantasy team.
Haaland's got a brace.
Oh, beg your pardon, sorry. It's Sam Pearson.
Haaland has
Fourth officials just made a little blunder there, so sorry, it's
I don't know
Sam
when your
Pearson.
friend did say that, because Haaland does have a brace.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. 58 and 63rd minute.
Oh, sorry, that must have been a bit of irony then. So thank goodness for Erling Haaland there. Thank you very much, Paul, for that. Thank you.
Pushing the back, Harry Gardner. We've won another second ball there. Tuck, channel ball for Cader. Can he get on the end of it? Yes, he can.
Oh.
No, he can't. Pope beeps him out to it. That battle's gone quiet as well.
Oh, sorry, he said non-Haaland captainers. That would make sense. Harry Thomas then on the ball for Hampton and Richmond. And Harry Thomas charging forward well here to find Paul Field now on this near side.
He needs the angle. He was looking for the reverse into Rowan, but couldn't quite do it. Charlie Sayers going to open up play on this left-hand side now.
Harry Gardner's going to charge forward for the Beavers here. He's got Jude Mason with him. Jude Mason now on the far side, back to Harry Gardner. Gardner's going to whip that in, and then Emlyn Lewis thumps it away. Paul Field, then he's going to try and find Craig Fassamani, but Max Harris gets hands to it and safely catches the ball. He rolls that out quickly to Michael Smith on the far side. Cader, intercepts it well, but Michael Smith can win it back. Now with Jacob Jagger-Kane.
75 gone here at Beverley Stadium.
Still level pegging here. It'll be a throw-in now for Hampton and Richmond Borough.
Oh, that wind just slightly more biting, isn't it?
Yes, it's why I've got 3 layers on. I've got a lovely couple of pieces from the club shop. I've got a lovely little red fleece and one of the club polos, so I'm nice and toasty. But Jack, of course, you are in the club quarter zip.
Yeah.
This is Pearson.
Weston-Super-Mare have it on the left-hand side now.
Play switch to Martin, and this is Coulson now. Luke Coulson whips it into Pearson. And then Ince can then get it away to Tuck. Back to Gardner. Harry Gardner back to Thomas. Sayers into Sol Cader. And Sayers looks to try and find Fassamade, but Weston-Super-Mare just about to do enough. Little nudge in the back there from Cader, and it will be a free kick to Weston-Super-Mare. So free kick for Weston-Super-Mare, then it's Max Harris that's going to be taking this. So Max Harris then just to get us back underway here, and it's a long one, and Charlie Sayers was first to it, then Michael Smith tries to keep it alive, but there's nobody in the box, and James Holden will safely get there. Rolls that one out to Charlie Sayers. 1-2 between himself and Alfie Tuck, and Harry Thomas now as he puts his head up and looks to try and find the run of Sol Cader, but too much on it, and it's in the hands of Max Harris. Max Harris again with a long goal kick. And again, Harry Thomas, first to it there. So Charlie Cummins now into Smith on this far side. He's going to switch it to find Martin, and Martin's in a bit of space, but poor touch from Martin, but fortuitously finds Luke Coulson. And it goes all the way through to Holden. And again, it's rolled out to Charlie Sayers. Bit of groundhog day work here from both keepers. Harry Gardner switches that to Ince. As Ince will start the attack here for Hampton and Richmond Borough, into Paul Field on the near side. Paul Field,
takes on two. Can he beat them? Oh. Great tackle from Jagger-Kane inside his own box. Maybe some shouts for pens for a penalty from the home side, but to be fair, I had the best angle of it, and it was a great tackle from Weston's number 4.
So it's going to be a corner kick then for Hampton and Richmond. We haven't seen many from Hampton and Richmond so far this game, so this is a good opportunity for Hampton and Richmond to try and get on the score sheet. It's whipped in, not quite away. Can Hampton and Richmond keep it alive? But there's Saunders to try and get it away. And then Jake Hicks thumps it so far along, but only as far as Paul Field then as Hampton Richmond restarts. Claps all round from the Hampton faithful as Deadfield finds Ince on the halfway line.
Game's slowed right the way down now.
It has, hasn't it, Jack? You know, neither side has really had a good opportunity in the last 5-10. But this is Ince now, into Field. Thomas.
So impressed with him in possession today.
Thomas, I don't know if that was a shot or what he was doing there, but that was good from Thomas. Into Tuck. Jude Mason now on the far side. Kincaid get there, not quite.
Just fizzles out again.
Yeah, and Luke Coulson. He's under a bit of pressure there from
Not
Cader.
a foul, not a foul.
Oh, and there's a...
Coulson using every bit of his experience there to get himself out of trouble by winning a foul. Deep in his own half, almost in his own box.
Well, we've had 80 minutes played now at Beverley Stadium. It's Hampton and Richmond Borough 0, Western-Super-Mare 0. The last 10 minutes have died down a little bit in terms of action. I mentioned earlier about the chili flakes being put onto the game to make it a bit spicy, but someone's very much added creme fraiche to dial down the heat here.
Okay.
So Max Harris gets the ball long then, and it's safely into the hands of James Holden. So Alfie Tuck now to try and start things again for Hampton and Richmond Borough. Into Sayers. Then back to Tuck, who switches it, looking to find Fasamali, but can Paul Field get there? Not quite.
It was ambitious.
Yeah, it was ambitious, too much on it. And Max Harris is just down here, and he's stretching his left foot here. So is that another hamstring issue there, potentially? But then we're going to see another substitution here for Western-Super-Mare. So coming on, so we are now going to see James Waits coming on to be replaced by number 7, Luke Coulson. So 2 of the best players of Western-Super-Mare have vacated. So do you think perhaps Western-Super-Mare are going to take a point here, Jack, on the basis of those substitutions?
A point away from home. A point away from home to a side 7th in the league. With that context, you go. You know, obviously a point's decent, but I think when you're 2nd in the league and you're going for that automatic promotion place, or in fact to win it, I don't think you settle for anything. But potentially, actually, just looking at the nature of the midfielder who's replaced Cummins, he looks to be a stockier and wilier profile of player. So yeah, the substitutions do suggest that. Otherwise, I mean, I don't see why they would, but it does seem to be the case.
So throw in then for the Seagulls. And it'll be Ince that gets there first. Bit of head tennis then.
There you go.
There you go.
Big Rowan Ince gets his noggin on it.
Yeah. And then absolutely
shanked out of play by Western-Super-Mare, but he's got good distance on it, almost as if kicking for touch in rugby.
Yeah. So throw in for Hampton and Richmond Borough here, and it's Paul Field. Paul Field looking to find Fasamade, but instead Western-Super-Mare get there first, and Ince collects.
Oh, Deadfield's picked it up.
There we go now. Good from Deadfield into Fasamade. Back to Rohan Ince.
Oh, Rohan Ince just thinking about a big switch, opted out of it for now.
Yeah, Rohan Ince just looking to
now he finds Tuck.
Tuck into Deadfield. Nice little flick on into Cader. Deadfield.
Oh, good challenge on the edge of the box from the captain, Lewis, there.
Yeah, Lewis doing really well.
Important one, too.
Indeed it was.
Deadfield's looked really good since coming on.
He certainly has, and this is now Pearson coming forward. Still Pearson. He needs a bit of support here. He's got Martin joining him. And this is Waite. In it comes, and saved well by James Holden. James Holden goes long with that goal kick, looking to find the run of Fasamade. Fasamade can get there, not quite, and it's in the hands of Max Harris. Once again, thank you to all those tuning in on the YouTube watch along, and thank you for all your comments so far this game. Thank you to all of you that are tuning in at the moment, 24 of you at the moment, thank you very much. So Sam Avery now. Oh, and Deadfield's won it back, and Cade is going to try and start an attack here, but intercepted, and Western-Super-Mare start an attack of their own. Callum Wood now. Callum Wood into Pearson. Oh, Rohan,
yeah, really well done from Ince there.
You can just see, you can tell he's come from that level. You know, he's played at a higher level before. And Rohan Ince's decision-making is really good. Into Fasamade, into tuck. This is good from Hampton and Richmond Borough. A good pass to play.
Ball on the floor. Great touch into space.
Oh, he's going to go for the shot.
Oh my God! Oh, what a save! It must be said from Harris there.
Wow.
Oh, that looked destined for the top corner, Johnny.
It really did. It was heading for the top bins. Again, it all started with Rohan Ince with that really nice ball. And then to pick out Craig Fasamade then. And Fasamade's shot. It was heading in top bins. That was what you call...
What a strike. Oh my God, what a strike.
That was a Mr. Whippy with a flake. That really was.
Very, very good save from the Western-Super-Mare keeper, Max Harris. Oh my God, I thought that was destined to nestle in the back of the net.
Clint Rhodes, how long to go? I can tell you exactly how long to go. Just under 4 minutes, Clint.
At least of normal time. I don't suspect there'll be too much added time at the end of this one.
So Max Harris's goal kick only went as far as Hampton and Richmond Borough player there, and it's into Fasamade, chested down to
Cader. Unfortunately, too tight of an angle.
Yeah, but you can sense Hampton and Richmond Borough are the team on top here, and there's a hunger.
Yeah, it feels like we'll get one or two more.
Yeah.
Feels like we'll get one or two more chances. Really good ball as well, it must be said, from Alfie Tuck into the path of Fasamade. Took a great touch, settled it, and then took it on his left foot so well. Oh, it was such a shame that didn't go in. Denied by a really, really good save.
That would have been an absolute perler.
He really showed why he won the National League South's Player of the Month for September and hasn't conceded all that many goals this year.
Ince trying to find Fasamade. A little bit of head tennis. Can Hampton Richmond keep the ball here? Not quite. It's now with Waite.
Great tackle from Sam Bedfield right under our nose.
Love that. Love that. Rohan.
That's a foul! Yellow card, Rhett!
Now what's going to happen here?
So the number 10, who is a bit vertically challenged, definitely feels very aggrieved that he wasn't given a foul / lost the ball. He's tried to make amends like many attackers do. Dived in rather foolishly with studs up. Only a talking to from the ref. But you see it so often when attackers lose the ball. They're not the best at tackling, especially with the technique, and he's just given away a really cheap foul, which was, from Western-Super-Mare's point of view, unnecessary. Harry Gardner whips it in, can't beat the first man. Very disappointing there.
Thomas Christopher, Max Harris having a day. He certainly is. And look at this. Who's this? Beaver time. We have to be close to Beaver time. Well, we absolutely are Beaver time, whoever you are. I love that account, whoever is Beaver time. We certainly are. I can't believe we haven't mentioned that yet, Jack. But yes, we are very much in Beaver time territory. Clint Rhodes, come on, Beavers. Almost midnight here. Need to sleep. Happy.
Are you out in Australia, Clint?
Yes, where are you tuning in from, Clint? Do let us know, as hopefully Hampton and Richmond Borough can bring you the result that you're looking for so you can sleep peacefully tonight. But Dan Martin's going to charge down onto this to the corner flag here on the near side. As we have just over 1 minute left of regular time to play here. And this is Jagger Kane into Waite. Back to Jagger Kane. Waite switches that out to Jason Pope there. And Michael Smith on the ball now. Are Weston-Super-Mare going to whip this in and cause Hampton Richmond Borough any problems here? That ball's still on the far side as Pope has got Cader to deal with. It comes in. It's low.
All the way through.
It is all the way through, but the danger hasn't been averted yet. And there's Fasamale.
Great block.
To deflect that.
It's the right side of the corner flag as far as we're concerned.
You're in Perth, Australia. Well, I was in Australia actually a couple of years ago, but I wasn't Perth side. I went to Melbourne, Sydney, and I loved Australia, and I hope to come back soon, Clint. So thank you very much for tuning in all the way in Perth, Australia. Perhaps you should start a little Hampton and Richmond Borough fans group out there, perhaps.
Oh, it is a corner for Weston. Sorry, I thought it was going to be a throw, but it just went the other side of the corner flag.
Oh, 5 additional minutes to be played then. The 4th official has indicated 5 additional minutes to play here as the Hampton faithful are in full voice here as there's a Weston-Super-Mare corner here. Can Hampton and Richmond keep it out? It comes in. Oh, it's pinging about, and Alfie Tuck's going to hook it away.
Cade, a little shove on Pope, not penalised. Back with Max Harris now. Momentum seems to have just shifted in the last 2 minutes. Yes. Potentially that save had something to do with it. What a save it was.
So just under 5 minutes left. We've had all the 90 minutes. We're very much in Beaver time.
Comes away with it. Little chop inside.
Fasamade. Oh, wow, come on.
Needs to find a pass. Where's the quality?
Tuck! Shock!
Oh, deflected. Is it going to go out for a corner? No, Harris has done really well. He's done really well to just keep that in.
Clint Road, sounds good to me. Anyone down here interested? Well, Clint, I think you need to go down to your local... well, you don't have pubs down there. Do you call it? Are they hotels down there? I think that's what your watering holes, I believe. Go to your local hotel and get everyone interested in Hampton and Richmond. Get loads of people interested in Hampton Richmond Borough because it's the best team in the world. Well, we have only a few minutes left here to play. As everybody, we want Clint Rose to have sweet dreams tonight if Hampton and Richmond Borough can send him to sleep happy here with a goal.
Really well done from Harry Thomas there. Paul Fields won a throw for his side. Just needs to come up the line and need to get it into their half, create something. Not too much time left on the clock now to nab a winner.
I love that. Whoever is Beaver time with that account, I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. Paul Field then with the throw in, finding Deadfield. Flicked on, but only as far as Jagger Kane, and Jagger Kane hooks it away.
It's another throw slightly deeper now, take 2.
So a second bite of the cherry then. Paul Field looking to find Fasamade this time.
Acrobatic clearance up the line.
Yes, and Paul Field will then look to find Cader. But Lewis is there. Oh, it's poor from Lewis, but they just do enough. He
gets away with it.
He does get away with it.
They're definitely settling for a draw here. Max Harris taking it to the corner of his 18-yard box.
Jack and Johnny, well done today. Exceptional commentary as always, well appreciated. From New York, Thomas Christopher, thank you so much, sir. I know you tune in every week, so thank you very much. What's it like in New York?
Great touch from Harry Gardner.
Oh, here we go.
Sam Deadfield.
Ah,
not his best. He's had a good game otherwise, but just couldn't slip it forward into the path of Sol Cader. Weston-Super-Mare come back, but Alfie Tuck's nicked it. Rowan Ince to Deadfield.
Now to Tuck then, and Deadfield looking to find Rohan Ince.
It's too rushed.
But Harry Thomas can collect here. Oh, and a little slip from Fasamade, unfortunately. Now we have pubs. I'll probably get the chop though. Lol. Well, you should still, Clint. You should still go. You should still try and start a fan base out there. We'll support you in that. And Thomas, Christopher, I was in New York myself in January this year when there was some heavy snow out there.
Weston-Super-Mare here in our half. He's turned with him. Waits turns. A good shot, and he does hit the scoreboard.
Thomas Christopher, I actually went to Cat's Delicatessen. Sorry, I'm just having a lovely little chat.
Cat's Deli is a good
I went
to
Cat's Delicatessen. That was lovely. What else did I do there?
We do have a minute left, Johnny.
Sorry, do you a minute left? Sorry, yes, we've still got a minute left to play here. Sorry, Thomas, I'm just having a lovely little conversation with you there. But there is a substitution for Weston-Super-Mare, leaving the field number 20.
I think your presumption from earlier has been proven to be correct. I think Weston-Super-Mare has been
number 18 leaving the field.
Happy. Yeah, that's Hicks. Very happy to take a draw. They did come down here with 6 subs, one of them being the manager, so maybe just being a bit short-staffed. You know, you never like to see it. In a way, it's a compliment. The fact that they're happy with a draw here shows that we're doing something right. But
no, do you know what, Jack? I think I will take a point today.
Yeah, I think before the game started, I would have taken a point. I would like 4 points from. Might be all 3
here with Kana charging forward in safely.
Too much there.
Into the hands of Max Harris. Well, by the scoreboard that Casey has manning this game. We've had all the time here, so the referee, we suspect, will blow the whistle any minute now.
Final play coming up here, I think. Tuck. It's gone out for a throw.
Oh, we're going to have time to take this then.
Need to get the ball forward. Charlie Sayers in Kada's direction, who's just wrestling with Pope. Pope's one out there.
That might be it.
I believe so. Harris. The ref is letting it play on a little longer here. That might be it.
That might be it. Could this be it? Oh no, this is Waite. Still Waite. Is Waite going to whip that ball in? He might do.
Oh no,
dangerous.
Slipped it. Great save.
Great save.
Oh no way, they've scored.
No way.
They've scored.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh.
It was a good save from James Holden as well. Went straight back to number 11 Pearson, who put it across the box, and it was headed in from close range by the number 21 Martin, I believe. That is the definition of a sucker punch. They were completely playing for a draw. They've nicked all 3. Really, really harsh on the home side here. Not much more to say than that, really. And unfortunately there's no time for an equaliser. So yeah, Weston-Super-Mare have snatched it at the death.
That is such a shame, as it's been a really good performance from Hampton and Richmond Borough. But in the final minute of the additional time, it looks
the
like
ref hasn't blown immediately. I think the next time it goes out, he will. Though
It's gotta be.
He'll give us an extra 30 because of the goal. Well, we kind of deserve an equal.
There won't be time for it, I'm afraid. So, I'm afraid, Clint Rhodes, it'll be nightmares for you, son. Down in Perth, Australia, from New York to Perth to Lanzarote. I'm afraid it's finished here at Beverley Stadium. Hampton and Richmond Borough 0, Weston-Super-Mare 1. That goal coming in the final minute of additional time there from Dan Martin. Like you say, Jack, very much we were playing for the point there. Well, they were playing for the point there. But they've got that goal, which has sadly really dampened the mood here at TW12. I mean, Hampton and Richmond Borough in that second half, they had some golden moments and they were really building into it. It was slow in the 70th minute to the 80th minute. It slowed down a bit, and then from the 80th to the 90th, Hampton and Richmond Borough really were getting on top. But sadly, we just couldn't make it. Well, we just couldn't see it out. And a bit of commentator's curse there, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, with me saying that we'll take the point. And sadly, all 3 points go back to Weston-Super-Mare on the M4 there. Jack, I mean, it's a really tough one to take, isn't it?
Yeah, we didn't deserve that, to be honest. Weston-Super-Mare clinical at the end, but you can't really say it was a well-worked chance. They got a good shot off, good save, fortuitous rebound, falls right back at Pearson's feet, who kind of just flashes a ball across, a hopeful ball across the 6-yard box, and Martin gambled, basically headed it in from 2-3 yards out, but that's a tough one to take. I mean, up here in the stands, it's a tough one to take. I know
now,
for the players.
I'm going to be curious to see.
Worth.
Sorry, he's going to go to the referees. Look, Jules here, shaking the hands. Oh, okay.
It's fine. I mean,
I thought you might have had something to say about calling the game. Like maybe, did we play a bit too much of that 95? I don't know.
It went out enough in added time that I don't think it was less than a minute past 95, which it's fine. The play was continued going. Look, if we do it, then nothing's wrong with it. I don't think we can have too many complaints. Oh God.
Well, it's a gutting end to this game.
Wow.
Clint say, yeah, not what we wanted to hear. Gutted. Cheers, guys, though. Thanks for the great commentary once again. I'll try my best for the fan club. Well, Clint, off the back of this result, it might be a tough ask off the back of this result, but we'll be all supporting you, of course. And Jeff Baker, this is what happens when Hampton don't take their chances. We were on the slide again. Well, Jeff, it was, it's tough. It was tough, really. Where we didn't take our chances, sadly, but it's just one of those things in football.
Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, it just is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. And James Dean gutted, of course. Well,
not much more to say than that.
No, not
unfortunately.
Really.
So.
Well, I guess that only brings me to say, if you can go through the full-time scores, please, in the National League South, please.
It's finished 2-1 AFC Tottenham to Hemel Hempstead, Tuesday's opponents. Big game Tuesday night at home to Hemel, the Tudor Derby, as it's tongue-in-cheekily known. Please get down and support. It means the world to us. It means even more to the players. We need each and every one of you. And when you're here, make your voices heard. Don't just come and do the odd clap or cheer when we score. We need your voice loud and proud the whole 90 minutes from the first whistle to the final one. That being said, Chelmsford lost. Maybe that red card proved too telling at half-time. They lost 2-1 to Worthing. Chesham United, I think, are going to win against Torquay 1-0. Chippenham Town clawed back to equalise against Dover. 1-1 it finished there. Dagenham and Redbridge, much the same. That game will finish 2-2 as they hosted Enfield Town. Ebbsfleet United, 2-1 winners against Dorking Wanderers. Farnborough lost 2-0 at home to Maidstone United. Obviously, unfortunately, a late heartbreaking goal here sees Hampton and Richmond Borough lose to Weston-Super-Mare 1-0. Maidenhead lose to Eastbourne Borough at home to a same scoreline 1-0. Salisbury, a rare 2-1 win against Slough Town for them. And finally, Tonbridge Angels lose 2-1 at home to Horsham. In the Premier League, Brighton 2-1 winners against Newcastle. Burnley 2-0 against Leeds. Crystal Palace and Bournemouth played out what seems to be a classic as Palace came back from 2 goals down to equalise 3-3. City 2-0 win over Everton Harlem Brace. Sunderland beat Wolves 2-0. Mukiele and an own goal late on to get an insurance there. Fulham's Arsenal. Fulham versus Arsenal to come in 30 minutes. Johnny, those are the scores. This is the result.
Yeah, well,
I believe that's all there is to it.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to add, if I'm honest, Jack, so I think we'll call an end to our proceedings there. Thank you very much to all those tuning in on the YouTube watch-along this afternoon, as Hampton Richmond will be at home on Tuesday, like Jack said, at home to Hemel Hempstead Town, where hopefully Hampton and Richmond can get back to winning ways. Thank you very much for tuning in on the watch-along. I've been Johnny Luter.
I've been Jack Lonergan.
Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Cheers. Have a good evening.